firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of homeownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Fridays, I help you get ready for the weekend. The biggest stories of the week, as only First Take can present them. We start at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, two teams in a hunt for October go head-to-head in Seattle.
Fly ball, left field, and goodbye. Absolutely destroyed it.
Pete Alonso and the New York Mets face Cal Raleigh and the Mariners.
It is gone. Raleigh hits it into the Mariners bullpen.
The Mets at the Mariners. Coverage begins tomorrow at 9 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Friday, Carlin versus Joe. Question for Falcons fans. How long is the leash for Kirk Cousins given the presence of Michael Penix Jr.? Plus, is the most interesting player in college football not on a playoff contender? That's Friday, Carlin versus Joe, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
The Steelers did an excellent job of giving Mike Tomlin an extension recently, so no one's talking about Tomlin on the hot seat. Nobody's talking about pressure regarding Tomlin's future or anything like that, nor should they. But I do wonder when we're going to start questioning his ability to develop the quarterback position. If you go into this year with Wilson and Fields and it doesn't work out, which I believe it will not work out, I think both guys are gone after the season. If somehow I'm right and that's the case, what do we say about Tomlin then? Because it's not like he developed Ben Roethlisberger. He inherited Ben Roethlisberger, and he had a great one with Roethlisberger. And again, he's a fantastic coach. But at some point, you're going to have to look to leadership and say, you got to get this position right. And if you swing and miss on Pickett, Trubisky, I won't count Rudolph, so I'll just say 2. And then Fields and Wilson, that's 4 quarterback swings and misses in 3 seasons post-Roethlisberger. That's starting to become problematic.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
SportsStar.com, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones told the media yesterday he didn't have any sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. In response, CD changed his Twitter handle from America's Team to the number 8. Team USA will be taking on Team Victor Wembanyama. Both won and will advance to the gold medal game, which will take place tomorrow, 2:30. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I like to let the drama build.
Was that what that was?
That's what it is, man. Good morning, San Antonio. Yeah. It's the Morning Huddle.
The tension was palpable.
Oh, people were like, oh, my God.
Is he here? They're not even here.
Is the show going to happen today?
Just rolled into music. They're crazy.
It's going to happen, baby. We're here.
We're live.
Although I feel no sense of urgency today, AJ. I'm just going to let you know right
Why
now.
the hell not?
I got no sense of urgency. I don't care if the world is burning down around me. I'm just going to carry on as if everything's perfect, and I just won a Super Bowl.
Why?
Because that's what we do.
Well,
we soldier on, AJ. We soldier on.
It is the day after Rob's anniversary.
32 plus 1.
What a year. The 33rd anniversary. What's the gift?
Cheap wine and tapas.
Oh, it's the cheap wine and tapas year.
Well, I would say house wine and tapas. Yeah, cheap wine.
Okay.
Our gift to each other is we are going to redo the bathroom this week.
Oh.
Yes, I looked at paint samples yesterday, and there's a lot of different of the same, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So my gift is my time and my height, and new bathroom is coming around the corner. I can't wait for you to see it.
I can't wait either.
It'll be so pristine. You'll be proud to take a crap in there.
I'm not allowed in Rob's house.
The only
Rob's
reason you haven't been
Rob's
in-
wife says,
No, you
don't
haven't-
let him in my
the problem
house.
is every time you've come over, it's become the dog kennel.
Yeah.
And to go in is not a safe thing.
Well, your wife doesn't want me in the house.
Now, normally because the house has been destroyed by the dogs.
I thought it's hurt something against me.
Well, there's a little bit against you. I've been warned to hose you off.
Keep him out.
You hose him down before he comes in.
Says here the 33rd wedding anniversary doesn't have a specific traditional gift.
If you're still together after 33, that's a gift enough.
But it does have a modern symbol.
What is that?
Amethyst.
Oh, that's a lovely stone.
The amethyst symbol inspires peace and healing in relationships.
If you've made it to 33, you need both those.
Yeah,
things.
you need some peace.
I need
and
some
healing.
amethyst and spades.
Think back on your years together from being newlyweds to where you are now.
And it's strangely how you go full circle.
Yeah. Well, good for you, Rob.
Yeah, man, we did it. We did it. Damn it.
How much weight have you gained since your wedding day?
Let's see. My wedding day back in 91, I probably weighed in at probably about 190.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about, if you do about 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
But if you go some, I went up well over 100 at one point. I was up near 3 bills.
So. All that says is your wife's a good cook.
Yeah. That, and I had a beer fridge.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it too. That'll do it too. You know what? The sports gods gifted us a nice one today on a Friday. They said, you know what? You guys we've given you a bunch of nonsense this week. We've said, oh, we're not going to have any good action. But then yesterday they were like, okay, well, how about some NFL games? And I said, thanks, sports gods. And they said, yeah, that's cool. But because you said thanks and you were
There'll be
appreciative.
nothing there. You won't see anything. There'll be like 8 points scored, and we'll watch a bunch of guys get fallen down in the backfield.
I watched both games. I didn't know I was going to be able to watch both games.
I only watched one because I was told I'd only get one.
That's what I was told too. But here's the thing. The NFL Network, they told me last night, you'll see every preseason game here. Live. Not all of them are going to be live.
Oh, I got you. So you watched the.
So I watched the live game, and then I watched the post game show. And guess what? They cranked right into that Giants.
Do you feel pity for Carolina at all? What little I saw, and granted, I didn't see much.
They got a tough road to hoe.
Oh man,
they got a tough road to hoe. Yeah, dude, you can't. It's preseason.
I agree, and I'm not going to go any further than what I saw, that brief glimpse. But dudes were running the wrong direction. I mean, it was not a crisp game for the Panthers at all.
That their trade for Bryce Young might go down as the worst trade in NFL history. It's got potential to be the worst trade in NFL history. Not only does Bryce Young look like, well, I mean, we didn't see him, but like as a player, doesn't look like he can play, but it turned for the Bears into the number 1 pick, which is a nightmare. And they traded away DJ Moore, who was like,
oh, by the way, are you watching Hard Knocks yet?
Yeah, of course.
I love it. His agent.
Yeah.
You know.
You love Drew Rosenhaus?
Was that his agent?
Yeah, his agents are the Rosenhaus
Okay,
brothers.
who was the dude that was sitting in the office with the GM going over the contract, going, "Oh, this is very fair. I like what you did here." Who was that guy? I don't know who that was.
I don't know who it was either. I know who you're talking about. I don't know who it was though.
I thought that was
I know
his
the
agent.
Rosenhaus is that's his agency.
I like what you did here. I was like, who is this clown?
Yeah, look at that. The Bears got DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Caleb Williams, Tyreek Stevenson, and they've got another second-round pick coming. And the Panthers got Bryce Young.
and a chaotic offense. Now on the second coach.
Yeah. That
Baker's calling him. Yeah, man, I've been there.
Listen, man,
it's a rough world.
To me, one of the most difficult things in the difficult fields in the world to have great success in is these these day trading, these
that's a hard life. Yeah.
And David Tepper is
that's how he made his money in day trading?
No, not through day trading, through
he's a hedge fund.
Hedge funds, yeah. And it's like, dude, these to get to the top of the hedge fund industry,
wow,
you got to be shrewd. Is shrewd an okay word to say?
Well, yeah. Some of these guys just happen to have a whole bunch of money and throw it at things that look easy. So I don't know how Tepper made his money. I agree.
But
you have to be a cutthroat SOB. You do.
To succeed in it, you got to have some
cojones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think he's one of the richest owners in the NFL.
I think they consider him the wealthiest, other than the Walton
family. But yeah, he is extremely wealthy,
and he's kind of you can tell he uses his money as a weapon.
I think he hates that he sucks at this job.
I think so too.
I think he's one of these guys who he hasn't had a lot of people tell him no. He hasn't come in last place a bunch of times. He doesn't like this. And he's the kind of guy who he's going to fire guys. He's going to have a very short fuse. He's not going to have patience. If it's not working, he's going to be like, beat it. We'll find someone else. Beat it. You're out. Gone. Or he's going to sell the team because
no, it's a license to print money. They ain't selling the team. Wow. There's a reason why he owns this team. It's because the NFL dudes make money.
But to be like these hedge fund managers, they usually don't lose, and he is not having fun. Losing.
He got into it with the locals. He was going to build a stadium and a facility, and it fell through. And he pulled the funding, and he blamed the locals. And I think they finally worked it out. But this is a dude who will win at all costs every deal.
Yeah, and he ain't winning football games.
Not yet. Certainly not last night, man. He didn't go home happy.
No, but again, it's a preseason game. No big deal.
No big deal.
The Giants and Lions game was, if you didn't stay up late and watch it, you didn't miss much. It was a comedy of errors. It's muffed punts and everybody. It looks like the first preseason game is what it looks like. People look terrible. Drew Lock, we got the Drew Lock show, which isn't a fun show. Tommy DeVito,
So that's the matchup we got last night. DeVito and Drew Lock. Every quarterback from Missouri looks the same, whether it's a Lock or a Flynn or whatever their name is. They all play the same way.
Yeah,
way too fast.
But it was nice to have football. I'll take it. We'll talk some football later on, but that was like the least of the cool stuff that happened because the sports gods also said, well, we're going to have Jerry kind of say some wild stuff today, and that's going to make your show real easy tomorrow. And then we're going to have Team USA play maybe the most butthole clinching, intense game that we've had in Olympic basketball, Team USA basketball, at least in I don't even know how long.
I don't think we've ever had a game like that. Those are the games we lose.
When we've lost, it's like, well, we lost. This was a game that it was like down to the wire. Like, yeah, I don't know if we were going to win or lose, to be honest. I tweeted out, never in doubt.
Dude, what a spectacular basketball game.
I mean,
I had more fun.
It was awesome. And I like seeing them spank Brazil's ass by 40 as much as the next guy. But this is what I was looking for. Team USA was getting their ass whooped.
They were getting mugged. I mean, it was a mid-90s NBA East Knick Piston game. I mean, it was a wrestling match, and they were getting the short side of it. And they weren't getting used to being handled like that. And Steve Kerr rallied the troops, and the three old heads carried the way. Those Durant.
Well, I don't know about Durant.
Durant hit huge shots to close it. Steph Curry, a magic. But LeBron and the will. There was just a force of nature last night. Spectacular game.
It was fun, man. And you could I owe Jokic an apology because he was clearly playing with intensity. He really did want to win.
Man. Was it against Team USA or was it Embiid?
I don't know.
It was like Godzilla versus you name the one that was going to lose.
Godzilla Kong or what's the
boy, what a
Mothra.
Battle. It was. That's what it was. I mean, what a battle. Dude's falling real slow.
But kudos to him. I assume that he'd be at halftime, be like, okay, can I go ride horse now?
Oh man, no, he was sharpening his elbows.
Yeah.
And Bogdanovich, the dude was running some smack, man.
Yep.
Respect to the Slavs. They were in it to win it. It was fun.
I think if the Serbians heard you call them Slavs, they would.
I think they're not against that. Slavics, really?
No, I don't think they like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Because remember, there used to be Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia.
They're Slavic peoples.
I know, but I don't think they like. I don't think that term is one. I think it's one they're trying to get away from.
So what I just say, Slovenians, Slovakians.
I think you should just say Serbians.
No, won't say that.
If you don't want to say that, you can say Serbians.
Yeah, I'll just throw a J in there. A ja.
But no, it was the most fun I've had watching USA basketball, and I don't even know how long because the outcome wasn't known.
No, not till literally the last free. And the line was 5, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
or not the hard way.
No, the line was not 5.
It was 5.5. They won at 5. That's what I bet. I put in at 5.
No.
Yeah.
Team USA was like a 16-point favorite.
Oh,
you're thinking of the Germany-France game was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a 16-point favorite, and that did not work out.
They were down 17. Was that the max? They were down 17.
I think so.
And the thing that was, they had cut it in the third, and then it got away from them again.
6. When they cut it to 6, I was like, all right, we're good. And then it was like 13 at the start of the fourth, and it was like, oh boy, these jokers.
Well, it's 5-on-8. The refs were playing a big role in this, and that's what they're going to face against France. They're playing a home team in their home gym for the Olympic gold. They're already in the penalty. Just go in expecting the other team to be shooting a lot of free throws and to walk out with scratches and blood on your arms and shoulders, because that's what's going to happen.
I was bitching about that too, but to their credit, in the fourth quarter, they started to call, like Bogdanovich was in foul trouble. And Joker was in foul trouble.
Yeah, but they were getting 1 for 3, man.
Yeah,
it was a rough and tumble basketball game.
But the difference being, like, when Bogdanovich and Joker are in foul trouble, there's no one else to score. When for Team USA, when one of their guys gets a foul, it's like, okay, we got another guy. Big deal. There's 3 good players on, like 3 really good players on that Serbian team. Although I forget the guy's name. I keep wanting to call him Grundle.
The one that plays for Memphis?
Yeah. He played well yesterday.
He's a good one. He's coming. And that little left-handed guard who launches from the hip.
Yep.
I don't know how he got him off, but it went spectacularly well for about 30 minutes.
But I think you talk about a kick in the balls. They felt like they had that game won.
Oh,
and
that's
a tough
man.
one.
That was one of those wins you walk off like, man. And I promise you, those guys, that's the game they're never going to forget. They're going to play the gold medal game and probably walk whoever they play. I mean, they're going to kill the French, I think.
That'll be the defining game.
Yeah, they're going to talk about what happened last night.
Well, it's like when the USA beat Russia in hockey, the Miracle on Ice, that was not the gold medal game. Yep. Like, people forget about that, and because that wasn't this was the game. Or at least, you know what? I can only hope that the gold medal game's as good. I hope it is.
Let's hope. And we have a renewed emphasis on Wemby. We'll get to see him play, because really he hasn't done a whole lot in this Olympics. He's been there.
He's been okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's blocked some shots and been a defensive presence, but he's still a kid, and it looks that way.
He's had bursts where it's like, whoa, this guy's unstoppable, and then he's had bursts where it's like he's out of gas and he's just kind of like recharging or something while he's standing on the court, which is weird.
And I think he's watching his seniors, like Fournier, dominate the ball sometimes, where really they should be looking at Wemby. But I think we saw enough to where it's improved his year. I'll be glad that he gets to go take a month or so off, because he is looking a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see him on.
Rest up, Bubba.
Because we got work to do.
Yeah, we'll see you on Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's another thing we're going to talk about.
We'll get into that. Man, lots to do today.
We'll also talk about we'll talk about the Noah Lyles controversy. I mean, sorry, come on, bro. I don't know how I feel about this. But yeah, a lot to get into. Oh, and the White Sox fired their manager.
After all this, he won. He went and won a couple, won a game.
Like I broke the streak. He's like, come on, man.
You didn't understand the assignment. We have one job. Went and won a game.
Yeah, we were going for history. You ruined it. But yeah, lots to talk about today. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
San Antonio Sports Star.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Now, Reinegel's a little surly to start the show. It's not a laughing matter, by the way.
Well, I'm just saying, if you spill something, clean it up. That's all. So I walk in, right? So the chair that I normally sit in, you move it, getting everything lined up, and there's a big brown blob of crap. Something.
All
it
right.
looked like somebody pooped their pants.
Oh, Pledge thinks it might have been a spitter.
Well, I don't know who did it, but whoever did it, just if you do it again, clean it up.
It's the case of who done it.
It doesn't really matter.
Who spilled in the studio?
It's just very inconsiderate. Harry Mason is over.
Harry Mason. I was going to go Gibbs, but exactly. more like Barney Fife.
Yes.
What was the sheriff's name in Smokey and the Bandit? Buford T. Justice?
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the son.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagel from The Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America, and you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts, and in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Look no further than I-10 Ice House, your neighborhood sports headquarters with over a decade of excellence. Catch every thrilling moment on massive 10-foot screens, whether it's the big game or that must-see pay-per-view event. And don't miss out on their daily happy hour specials. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive. Proudly serving our community for over 10 years. I-10 Ice House, 9518 Console Drive off Horsebach and 10.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Friday. I don't like what Vince said. Vince says France is going to win gold. Hashtag Wimby.
Hey,
Vince,
man.
hey, you got to remember what your priorities are.
Yeah.
Vince.
There's a flag above ours. There's one, when you walk past, there's the stars and stripes.
I'm all about,
and there's
I'm all about Wimby. I'm glad Wimby's going to get that silver medal, but I ain't cheering for him to win gold. No way, Bubba.
Triple-double and a nice silver medal would be.
Yeah. That's something he can feel good about.
And, next time if he wants to win, he can play for us.
That's right. Yeah, maybe I bet in 4 years could work out a Wimby Embiid trade.
I think so. I think both sides would be happy.
Yeah. They've been booing the hell out of Joel Embiid. My God. I like that he don't give a damn, and he's finally
oh yeah,
he's turned it on. Because if he were getting booed like this and playing like crap, it'd be a disaster. But now he's playing well enough where it's like fueling him.
Well, I heard Windhorse say, and I didn't really put it together, but he's there for what happened yesterday. The sole reason Embiid was on Team USA was because of Joker.
Yeah,
and he showed up.
Well, I like it. Normally in this first second segment of the show, this is a formula of the show is I never have planned out what we're going to do in the first segment until the mics come on. But then in the second segment, I like to hit the biggest topic of the day, and then we go back to that topic at 7:30. The biggest topic of the day to me is Jerry Jones, and I don't know that we have time to even tease it properly to do it justice. But I am going to play the sound of Jerry, and we'll discuss it a little more in the next segment, and we'll get into it in depth at 7:30. But here's what Jerry had to say yesterday when he was asked about the urgency of getting a deal done with CeeDee Lamb.
Are you saying there's a sense of urgency as you begin the preseason to get CD done?
No.
Why you say that?
I'm just I went to high school or I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done.
It's a long-standing tradition.
Pick any reason you want. I was at Nobu 2 days ago. Give that as a reason.
Yes, sir.
Damn it, he was at Nobu.
Should have been at Nobu too.
At first, I was like, boy, that's a very President Biden answer. What's 2 + 2? I went to college. Like, what?
I should know that answer, but I don't.
What are your plans with Russia? I went to high school. Huh? But Jerry, dude, I called Jerry. I said that maybe and I hate to, this is a harsh word, but if what I believe is happening is true, I think it's a fair word. I think Jerry is grifting us. Like, he's grifting Cowboy fans. And I think Cowboy fans, remember, I said that word when there were no fans showing up in Oxnard. And I said, I think they realized that they've been grifted for a long time. And this is the first time that the CD thing has felt like maybe it's not going to happen. because I've always just assumed that it was going to be done. I didn't know if Dak was going to get done. I didn't know, what. In fact, I thought maybe Dak just wouldn't get done, and I thought that was by design. The CD thing just seems so easy. Like my 12-year-old son could negotiate the CD Lamb contract, and for Jerry to say like, no big deal. And now you got CD Lamb changing his bio on social media from America's team to
Eights.
Yeah. Dude, this is a disaster. And
well, is it?
Well, if you're here's where it's a disaster. If you're a fan who thinks that Jerry is still serious about winning titles.
Well, this year. I think, first of all, I don't think this is a grift. You imply that this was planned. When you say grift, you imply that there was a scam in place. I think Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it kind of stuff. I think that he believed he was all in.
I don't.
But all in to him, like he keeps saying, might mean something to me more than you. And I think his all in was, I'm blowing this thing up. But he got there by accident. He didn't mean for this to happen. He's just putting lipstick on a pig. He's planting roses and crap, whatever you want to call it. I think he had planned a year ago today to have Dak under contract. I think he thought he would have Dak under contract, and he thought he'd have CD under contract. I think he was pretty comfortable that would have already happened because he thought that he would get team-friendly deals. Again, it's not a lie if you believe it. And these guys are not going to give it.
All in, and mine might not be the same thing.
See, what he was telling us way back when, right then, was this guy has told me no over and over and over. I'm not going to be able to sign him. He's not going to take a team-friendly deal, and I'm not going to pay him $60 million. So from that moment on, his all-in was, this thing's over.
How old is Jerry?
He's up toward 80.
If he
80, yeah.
If he starts all the way over, I mean, I don't know. He's around to see when this team wins.
Well, yeah, I think there's some family business. But you also have to define what winning is. Because I think titles matter to him, but I do think bottom line is more important. At the end of the day, I think he'd rather make more money.
You know who I think bottom line's more important to? Steven.
I think Steven's the real football guy in there. I'll tell you that. I think he's been raised in the business.
But he's the one. I think Jerry, I mean, I get it. I agree. Steven's the football guy.
And I think he's going to win it his way once Jerry's gone. And I think he's just biding his time.
Jerry's the guy who wants the glory of being, like he wants the glory of being the Cowboys owner and winning titles. Steven, I mean, it makes sense. Your dad is.
He calls his dad Jerry in meetings.
He's nearing the end. You'd like him to leave you as much as possible.
I think that this is being structured to where Steven will be at the helm of a team that is rebuilt. And this is the beginning of the all-in. And I'm not going to give them credit for where they are if you're going to give credit for where they are. Because some people will say it's stupid. You're at a Super Bowl quality team. What are you doing? I mean, and I can see that in.
But they didn't have a Super Bowl quality team.
Well, they had a team that, in their eyes should contend, and they still do. But they've decided, no, we're going to give up on this.
Well, I think maybe this is where I say, I think Jerry's realized maybe what we've been thinking just isn't real.
Well, I think that was
he's
the Green
caught
Bay
up
game.
With the rest of the world.
I think the Green Bay game, he at that moment, after a whole season of Dak will be back, I'm going to sign him. He's either going to get us to the NFC Championship game, and I'm going to give him every penny he wants, or he's not, and maybe he'll realize he's not worth that and take a team-friendly, long, back-end stack kind of deal. Or all in might mean something very different to me than it does to you.
All right. Well, we'll dig into this topic deeply at 7:30. We'll talk about the Spurs playing on Christmas Day coming up next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is your locale for just about every major sporting event, and there's one annual thing that you need to remember Twin Peaks for. That's your fantasy football draft. You commissioners out there, that's always a hassle, finding a place that you can hang out for several hours, get everything you need, all the help you need to put on the draft. Guess what? Twin Peaks does everything for you. Draft packages, deals to be had. Commissioner, there's a $50 give back card and $5 card for everybody in your league when they're there that they can use on their visit. That's what Twin Peaks does. They host the parties that you want to be at. And while you're there, take advantage of everything they got, like scratch-made food coming out of that kitchen, mixologists standing behind the bar making the very best drinks, and they know what they're using. They're looking for top shelf tequilas, the very best bourbons. Every Twin Peaks has them all around San Antonio, 151 and 410, De Zavala and I-10. Of course, the Park North locale and the brand new one over on IKEA. Head over to any one of those. You know what you're going to get. The eats are spectacular. The drinks icy cold. Why do we go with those scenic views?
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is Friday. That's a good thing. But the best part about it is we're going to be live at the Roo Pub.
281 at Redland Road from 2 to 6. We'll get all the scoop on the Cowboys joint practice with the Rams. John Machota from The Athletic will join us at 5:15. And Joe's going to lose another beer bet as Team USA gets ready to take on France in the gold medal game.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Philo's got a world of entertainment for you to explore with just one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, VH1, TLC, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. And with up to 3 streams at once, you'll never have to fight about what to watch. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows, and save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR, so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere, for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's philo.tv.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Connect to this radio station from all across the country. Take us to the gym, shopping. How about a road trip? Listen to us now on the free iHeartRadio app. You'll never miss a moment with your favorite radio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app and search for the station so we can go wherever you want us to.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know if this is good news if you're a Spurs fan, but
what do you mean? Why wouldn't this be good news?
I mean, I've always thought the idea of playing on Christmas is like a it like acting like it's some sort of like it's a game that's more important than other games is kind of weird. I don't know. It's
the
a
ceremonial
nationally televised
beginning.
game.
It's the ceremonial beginning to the season. It is the NBA's opportunity to showcase what they expect this season to look like.
Used to be. Then the NFL said, yeah, it's just another day where you're not as big as the NFL.
I think the NFL realizes it, but Christmas Day is still kind of ceremonial for NBA.
Yeah. But the Spurs, when's the last time they played on Christmas Day?
I'm sure they had a ring around. I'm sure it was, 14, 15.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but that drought will come to an end this year as the NBA released its Christmas Day games, and the San Antonio Spurs get the early spot. Spurs at the Knicks will kick off the Christmas Day festivities. Timberwolves at Mavericks, Sixers at Celtics, Lakers at Warriors, Nuggets at the Suns.
Playoff teams all.
Seemingly, although I guess Lakers and Warriors are maybes.
Oh, well.
Suns are a maybe.
That includes the 3 shining stars of the NBA.
Those guys, they're in anyway. And the Spurs are a maybe. Spurs are probably actually the longest shot, but
by far.
But the idea is this isn't about putting a team out there that's a championship quality team. This is about showcasing superstars, and this is real easy. Wemby is becoming one of the biggest there's a reason why the Timberwolves are playing. They realize Anthony Edwards is becoming a star. There's a reason why the Nuggets are in the last game, and like you said, the Lakers and Warriors are still in the primetime slot because they've got the 2 biggest stars in the NBA play for the Lakers and the Warriors, respectively. But I think this speaks to the match or the understanding of the NBA that Victor Wembanyama is, while he might not be, the best player in the league yet, he's on that trajectory and he is going to be a superstar in this league. The Knicks are always on Christmas. It feels like even the Knicks can suck and they'll still be on Christmas Day, which I kind of get.
It's the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But to me, it's one of those. This is a game where I like the Spurs they could probably compete with a team like the Knicks. I don't know if the Knicks are going to be like some juggernaut. I think it would have sucked if it would have been like Spurs at Celtics. I'd be like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But
you don't see the pressure that's being brought to bear. This is pressure the NBA is putting on the Spurs. They didn't have to put them on today. This is them putting them on notice. This team's going to have to get better than maybe your process might have in mind. This team with Wemby needs to be better, or you're going to be losing a lot of national TV games. There is pressure. The NBA is telling the Spurs, I don't know what your process is, but we need Wemby playing in April. We need Wemby in May. We don't want Wemby in March. We want him in the playoffs. Get busy. There is no more process. This is time for you to show.
You can answer this better than I can, but as an outsider, I don't remember even when they were winning rings, I don't remember the Spurs being a prominently featured team on nationally televised games. Like even when the Spurs were really good, national interest in the Spurs was minimal because
when you saw us nationally, we were playing the Lakers. We were playing the other odds-on champion. That's the only time you saw us. So, and normally when we were playing the Lakers or the Pistons or whatever team was of the flavor of that year, that was the matchup, and that other team got the headline. So the Spurs were always there as far as those national games, but they weren't the one that you were tuning in to see.
The A side.
You were tuning in to see Kobe and Shaq. You were tuning in to see the bad boys. You were tuning in to see the others. And while the Spurs were just continually winning and we were going to be in your backyard and we're going to beat you, you didn't tune in to see it.
Well, I mean, does it make a difference to these teams?
It matters. I think in the pecking order,
the Spurs care about playing in prime time?
It matters. It matters in
Why?
the pecking because you are a prime time participant. You're not a Tuesday night in Milwaukee kind of a team. You play on the TNTs, you play on the national games, and you aspire to that.
But like you just said, the NBA might be pushing the Spurs saying, hey, we want you to be this. The Spurs are going to like one thing and again, you know this better than I do, but putting myself in Greg Popovich's shoes, he's not going to acquiesce to the NBA.
No, he's
trying
not,
to fix his timeline. He's got a plan.
But what they're telling the Spurs is you're going to be on national TV. Either you get good quicker than you planned on it, or you're going to get beat a lot on national TV. You're going to be in prestige games on prestige time slots on big time channels. And if you're not good, it's going to get embarrassing real fast for Wemby to show up every time on national TV, and whether he plays well or not, loses. You don't want to be that. And this is what's coming.
First time playing on Christmas since 2016.
See, right after the ring. So, yeah, it's that you earn that. And the Spurs, quite frankly, haven't earned it other than falling ass backwards into Wemby. And the NBA is telling them, look, man, yeah, you're going to have the face of the league. It's going to get embarrassing because you're going to play Christmas Day. You're going to be the TNT topic of the night when Chuck and Shaq are on their way out. And they're not going to pull any punches if this team sucks. You better be ready.
Wemby's last game against the Knicks, 40 points, 20 rebounds. And now if he did that on Christmas Day, I think the NBA would be pretty pleased.
Yeah, the nightmare is he goes and gets 40 and the Spurs lose. You know, then you become that team.
Well, they won in overtime when he scored 40 and 20. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. But they had to win in overtime with a guy who had 40 and 20.
That was the Knicks team that was rounding into being a bit of a force. It was a good one.
And again, one thing I've learned since I've been here, 3 months now, whatever you say about last year's team, Spurs fans will say, Spurs didn't want to win last year. They weren't trying. Like it's like a mulligan year to Spurs fans.
Well, it was evident.
Well, I can accept, but I don't think you leave your future on the floor for 40 and 20 if you're not trying to win that game.
Keep in mind the timing. Once they were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they unleashed Wemby.
Yeah. Well, this is it's a step in the right direction, I guess. If you are a Spurs fan, I guess and again, I've said that I don't have loyalty to an NBA team. I hope the Spurs are good while I'm here. That the appeal is there for me to cover a team that's a winner. I love that they've got a star. I'm excited to be to be here to see him grow, because when I was in Houston, I went from loving the Rockets, and I grew up loving the Rockets, to where I refused to cheer for the Rockets. I got such a sour taste in my mouth from that organization. I just didn't want. I actively cheered for them to fail. That's where I got to, I think maybe I was jaded by working in the industry, and I didn't have the best working relationship with the Rockets or some of their superstar players. But I'm hopeful to get back to working around a team that I want to see do well. And I think Spurs fans want their team to be talked about again. It's been a long time since the Spurs were relevant at all. And
2016.
Like you said, they fell ass backwards into it. And
I think a good application of where the Spurs are is watch the Houston Texans this year. They're going to be a better football team, but they might not win as many games or as well, but they're going to be better. Now, the Spurs are going to be better. They're just not going to win a lot of those games. But the Spurs, I do believe that the commissioner and Amazon and Bezos and all those guys are going, we just signed this $20 billion TV deal. We kind of need Wemby and his team to be good because we need that European eyes on our product. We need the South Texas and all this in on this. And a successful Wemby and an unsuccessful Spurs doesn't do a lot of good.
All right. I want to talk about a stolen go-kart on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's that time of the week, my friends. If you haven't already put your menu together for what you're going to slap on that hot grill, you need to do it right now. Tri-County is going to help you, though. Specials today and all weekend long. When you head over to Tri-County, they always stack them deep and have them ready for you. So if you're looking for that perfect steak, they've got them no matter the cut. They'll go get it for you if they don't have it. Looking for a fancy roast for that Sunday afternoon? Go get it now and get it all ready for you. They'll tie it off. They'll get everything ready for you just to put it in the oven. Because they say it, and I believe it, a great meal starts with great meat from Tri-County over on Huebner, out on Ralph Fair. They'll have everything you need to up your grilling game. So if you need an extra spice, you need a little bit of a new rub, maybe you're looking for a new pellet or some charcoal to put underneath that grill, they've got all that too. Looking for something specific, they'll get it for you. And if you're looking for something rather exotic, maybe something coming out of Louisiana, looking for some Cajun food, and there's always something special right on the counter. That's why I love going to Tri-County. Get yourself on the email list. Do not leave without filling a bag with that 5 for $25. It is the best deal in San Antonio. That's Tri-County Meat Market, curated meat for the best in San Antonio. Go there today. I know you're going to be thanking me later.
94.1.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah! Rocking out on a Friday, AJ and Rob. Rob did not make Sloppy Joe's for his anniversary.
Was discretion was the better part of valor there.
Sloppy Joe's tonight, though?
We'll see.
You got all the ingredients ready,
don't
don't
was
you?
already laid out. Go. In the 30 seconds,
Bubba.
Maybe 32 plus 1. We can have.
Oh, I thought yesterday was 33. Yesterday was 32?
30. Yeah, it was 32.
Okay, don't get her an
amethyst
then.
No.
I looked that up.
Well,
for
we're in our
33.
33rd year. Now I could officially do it.
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I think it's like you say on your 33rd anniversary. This is what you get.
So so Amethyst is now. I know the plan.
Yeah, plan ahead. Plan ahead.
Something about being thankful, and I'm glad it's a cheaper one of those stones.
Yeah,
it's not one of the expensive ones.
No, it's not the diamond anniversary,
not the emerald or the ruby or the sapphire.
No.
Those other ones have all been given by the 32nd.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Well, I didn't say I've given
them. Next hour we're gonna talk a lot about Jerry Jones, and this CeeDee Lamb thing is wild. It's something I didn't expect. But sheesh, it's certainly adding a wrinkle to the Cowboys offseason. It looks like, we talked the other day about what quarterbacks are going to play and what quarterbacks are not going to play in the preseason. The Rams have an interesting philosophy. It looks like Jimmy Garoppolo, who is penciled in as the number 2, is not going to play in the preseason.
I wouldn't play him either.
Now, remember, Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not sure how long he's suspended for.
Oh, I'd forgotten. That's right.
He is going to be suspended for a little while for performance-enhancing substances policy. He took some there's exemptions for certain substances, but he didn't follow the protocol to make sure he got that therapeutic use exemption. So he's going to be suspended. We know Matthew Stafford's unlikely to play, but the Rams, remember, invested in Stetson Bennett, and I think they're going to play. They want to see what they got with this guy, so I think they're going to play him quite a bit this preseason. Dresser Wynn is the other guy. That's a made up person, but he's competing for a spot. He ain't getting that spot unless Stetson Bennett goes on another bender. In Detroit,
they liked him last year.
Stetson?
Yeah, they liked him.
Yeah, but then he apparently got wasted and had to go to rehab. You got to keep it together, Bubba. Detroit, Michigan, a man got caught with a gun. He drove a stolen go-kart to a Detroit gas station to sell it back to its original owner. Detroit police say they learned that a go-kart had been stolen from a Family Dollar store. The original owner said an ad for the go-kart was posted on Facebook Marketplace. And the guy was like, "Oh, I'll meet up with you." They arranged a meeting, agreed to a price, $2,000
from a family. Okay, so why was the go-kart at the Family Dollar store to be stolen?
That was the place where, or I guess he had it like, I don't know if consignment is the right word, but he had it set out front,
the parking lot,
saying,
like
"Hey, you want to
go-kart
buy
for
this?"
sale.
Yeah. Right. So Detroit police coordinated, and this guy Cummings showed up in a stolen white van, tried to convince the other man to pick up the go-kart at his house, but the man refused to travel with him. Officials said Cummings left the gas station, returned driving the go-kart, and when he got out, Detroit officers tried to take him into custody. He ran toward the back of the gas station, threw a black handgun and holster behind him before jumping over a fence. Ran toward a house, jumped over a second fence, and then that's when officers caught up with him. Had a .40 caliber Glock and was loaded.
Is that the gun he threw, or that one he had on?
That's the one he threw.
Oh, okay.
Sentenced to 24 months in prison in 2023 for a gun charge, which means he's currently on federal supervised release, not allowed to have a gun. This isn't going to end well for him. But also, like, don't steal vans and go-karts and stuff like that. But the key to the story here is don't steal and then try to sell it back to the original owner.
Well, how many go-kart owners are there in Detroit? Probably a limited number.
My brother got his storage locker broken into, and he found a guy on Facebook selling some of the stuff, and some of it was my stuff. And I was like, "Dude, we need to go." And then the police told us not to.
Did they get him?
No. But I've got his address.
One day,
justice will come.
$2,000 for a go-kart.
Yeah. Supercharged. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Diego Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
School is almost here, and if there's two things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Kohl's stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and backpacks when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%. Plus earn Kohl's cash, and it's a tax-free holiday in Texas. When it comes to back-to-school, you've got to go back to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The Australian Pink Floyd Show. First Class Traveling Set World Tour 2024. August 22nd, Boeing Center at Techport. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. The Australian Pink Floyd Show.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones told the media yesterday he didn't have any sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. In response, CD changed his Twitter handle from America's team to the number 8. Team USA will be taking on Team Victor Wembanyama. Both won and will advance to the gold medal game, which will take place tomorrow, 2:30. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The
Morning Huddle. Happy Friday, ladies and gents. We've made it. It's time. Rin says, it seems like AJ rolls his eyes toward the Spurs. I don't know what that means, but it's certainly not my intent. I'm trying to present what I see the Spurs as from an outsider standpoint. Like what the Spurs are looked at on a national level. So that's when I said, like, the Spurs aren't the kind of team who have gotten national love, and they haven't. Even when the Spurs are really good and deserve to get national love, they really didn't. Like, if you say, look at what the Warriors have gotten through their dynasty run, and it's like everybody, you can't watch a national broadcast without the Warriors.
It's funny because, the fans, we always did feel slighted. Because, the greatness that was the 20-year run, the 30 years of straight playoffs, all those things, though they never got the three-peat. They never got the thing that would have said you're a dynasty. But they did everything else. And
I think they're a dynasty. I don't think.
Oh, no, I don't think that in hindsight, I think everybody agrees. But when we were in the middle of it, yeah, we always felt as Spurs fans that Kobe got more news, Shaq got more news, Phil Jackson gave us the asterisk. I mean, it was all these things that gave us a chip on the shoulder. We wanted more pub. Now, the Spurs organization was perfectly happy.
They're fine
with their
and
situation.
That's what I was asking you. Like, do the Spurs care if they're on national TV? That's what I was saying.
I mean, it didn't add another dollar to Peter Holt's bank account. It didn't add anything other than, here's a bigger target for us. And the Spurs and Pop would just soon have everybody asleep on us. We'll just show up and beat you and go home with a ring. I mean, that's just kind of how Pop wanted it. Now, as fans, we always felt like, man, we don't get that love. And Christmas Day game, there were years with rings or within a year of a ring that we weren't on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So we did feel slighted. So forgive us, those fans, that we want one thing while the ownership and the management want something entirely different.
And no, I'm not rolling my eyes at the Spurs.
And I don't think they took it wrong. I don't think you were going anywhere that wasn't actually true. And most Spurs fans agree with you. Like, man, we kind of want this to be good, fast, and be good guys while we're doing it.
Trust me, I'm Team Spurs. I want the Spurs to win. I want to see this team succeed. Because the truth is, selfishly, as someone who's going to be coming in here talking Spurs, probably, I don't know, 150, 200 days a year, I don't want them to stink. Like, I don't want to talk about a team that wins 22 games a year. I'm not looking for that. I covered the Texans when the Texans were garbage. I covered the Astros for a couple years where it was like, I didn't even want to talk about baseball. I didn't want to talk about it. So, I want the Spurs to do well. Make no mistake.
I don't think anybody expects anything less. But I will say that there is a certain level of chip on our shoulder that's very hard to define. And I think that as a small market team, we're always going to have that. We're looked over. We're not considered one of the elites, even though everything to the contrary tells us differently.
Well, right now you're not elite.
No,
I mean, right now it's you got a long way to go. But again, you've got the hardest thing to do is out of the way. Find the building block. Find the foundation piece. The Spurs have it. That's the most difficult thing to do is find your megastar. They found it. Now you just got to build around him properly. And
by the league's measure, quickly.
I like what they're doing. I think the Spurs are heading in the right direction. And again, I was just saying, I don't think the Spurs care. I don't think the Spurs are going to acquiesce to the league saying speed it up because.
Well, I don't think they have to, but they're going to just if you don't acquiesce, you're going to get your ass kicked on national TV a whole lot.
Maybe so. Yeah,
against good teams. They're going to schedule.
How come we're playing the Nuggets every time we're on national
Seriously,
TV?
every time there's a reason why they're going to be on, and it'll be against the very best. And you're going to have to measure up, or it's going to be a long and embarrassing season because it'll be Wemby losing, and no one wants to see that.
No one does. Well, but that's not in the NBA's best interest either.
Right. So Spurs, you better get better.
Yeah. I just think that if it came across as me eye rolling the Spurs, what I'm telling you is this is how the Spurs are looked at outside of San Antonio.
Mm-hmm. The good news is you'll never have a relationship, good or bad, with either the Spurs or the players because they won't allow it.
They don't allow relationships.
We're not going to.
That's nice.
There will be they're a home team, but they are treated as a road. I mean, we'll see them at the games and we'll get in the locker room and all of that, but to expect anything other than that.
I'm all right with it. What do you think that changes when Popovich goes away?
Every team takes on the attitudes of their head coach. Remember the difference between between Obes and the myriad of coaches that followed.
Yeah.
Obes was so hyper security conscious.
Kubiak to O'Brien was like
and Kubiak was a player friendly, media friendly dude. Obes shows up and it goes hyper secret on a terrible
to work
team.
with.
So I think whoever does come will certainly come from the Pop tree and will have some of that mentality, but nothing will be like what has been built here, the iron fortress that is the Spurs media relationship team.
So no, to put it plainly, I'm not rolling my eyes at the Spurs. I hope the Spurs do well. I want to see them succeed. I'm just telling you that historically, even when they've had success, people outside of San Antonio have not cared. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm saying that's just the reality of it. It's unfortunate.
I will say
think about this. The Rockets, this is one of the first times I can remember the Rockets aren't playing on Christmas Day.
True.
Because when they had Yao, they played Christmas every year.
Mm-hmm.
When they had James Harden, they played on Christmas every year. Like, it didn't matter if the team was good or bad. They had players that had the kind of appeal that, I mean, that people wanted to see him on national TV. And this is, I'm going to say this, and I'm not telling you, I'm not trying to speak out of line. I'm telling you, like, when Yao Ming was playing for the Rockets, more people wanted to see Yao Ming play than wanted to see Tim Duncan or Kawhi Leonard play.
Yeah, there's a billion Chinese. Yes, it's absolutely. And Yao knew his assignment from the moment he landed here. He knew that he was here to win basketball games, one, but more importantly, he was here to grow the game in China.
Yep.
And everything that went along with that. Wemby kind of has that same assignment. Now, the game isn't about growing. Now it's about equalizing. Now it's about we are as good as you are, NBA, and you represent that, Victor. But the difference between Wemby and Tim is I think Wemby likes the limelight. I think Wemby likes the cameras. He likes being that dude. Tim was never going to be that guy.
Tim was a great ambassador for the league,
but
because he was a great he's what the NBA wishes all their players would be, like guys who don't get in trouble, guys who but he was never the kind of guy the NBA could say, this is our star.
No, he didn't want it. And he was the photo negative of Michael Jordan. He was the opposite of Kobe. He was the opposite of Shaq. He didn't want any of it, but he just showed up to play. And the league loved him for that. But I'll tell you what, if there wasn't a Kobe and there wasn't a Shaq, the league would not have been happy with Tim Duncan.
Also, which, by the way, the Spurs historically have had superstars that are like boring to most other viewers, to like the nonpartisan viewer. David Robinson was a bore.
Yeah, he was the Little Mermaid. He was soft.
Tim Duncan was a bore. Kawhi Leonard was and remains a bore. And that's the three best players that the Spurs have had in over how long was it? 30 years? That spans 30 years of the franchise. The three most important players in Spurs franchise in the last 30 years were all guys that no one outside of San Antonio cared to watch.
By design, man. That was Pop.
Now they have this guy that is going to draw attention. I'm curious to see how the franchise handles it, because if the Spurs said, hey, we don't want to be on national TV, David Stern was never going to be like, oh, well, you're going to be there anyway, because people want to see Manu Ginobili's bald spot. No, it's like they didn't have the guys that warranted, like, hey, we got to put this guy front and center. This guy has to be front and center.
Because he wants it. Tim wasn't trying to sell suits in France.
No.
Tim was just trying to win a basketball game.
But even if he didn't want it, the NBA they don't care. And I think that speaks to what you were saying, like they might speed up their timeline. I don't think the NBA cares if Wemby wants to be a mega star or not. They're gonna push him to be a mega star.
Yeah, and he was raised for it. He knew this was coming. And just like Yao knew it was coming by the time he got to Houston, he was already well regarded and known as, this is who he is. This is the next thing in China. Pay attention. And Wemby knows the mantle he's taken on. He knew this 4 years ago. Everybody been talking about him. You're the next. You're the future. You are You are the light that we're all going to follow, and he's grown into it, and I think he likes it and fully expects to be the guy at every fashion show in Paris and be the guy that's seen at other places other than basketball arenas. That's who he wants to be, and that's what he's going to be.
Money Paradox says David Robinson wasn't a bore. Well,
see,
this is again.
Take your silver and black off.
This is my perspective from someone who was working outside of San Antonio.
Well, define boring. If boring is doing the good stuff and donating hundreds of millions of dollars and building schools and that,
and that's what I'm sure in San Antonio he's looked at a lot different.
But that doesn't move the needle.
I never thought David Robinson. Like I always assumed David Robinson was probably like a great guy. You call him the Little Mermaid, but yeah, he seems like if Disney was creating a basketball player, that's who, like, especially 1990s Disney, David Robinson would have been him.
That's why we call him the Little Mermaid. He was the ideal guy for that thing, but that's not the rough and tough 90s. He was considered soft. I mean, it was the Barkley and Charles Oakleys of the world that were dominating it, and David was the hyper-intelligent good guy.
And when Tim Duncan came around, it was the stars were the opposite of. I mean, the stars were Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson.
Right. By that point,
and Tim Duncan was not those guys, and was never going to be those guys.
And Pop had perfected his relationship and how the Spurs were going to deal with the media by the time Tim got here, and it was a perfectly velvety, soft landing for Tim. He was always in a nest of protection. Always. David wasn't. Pop had to learn how to protect his superstars in the way the Spurs wanted to do it. But by the time Tim got here.
And again, mind you guys, it's like Rin says, David Robinson was a 7-foot Michael Jordan. Young Robinson went toe-to-toe with MJ. I'm not disparaging what he was as a player. I'm just saying there's a difference between being a great player and being a superstar. And David Robinson was never a superstar because no one outside of San Antonio thought about him. Like, not the best players aren't always superstars.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a Q rating that got on TMZ and also on NBA Today, and that was the Charles Barkley's throwing guys through windows, and I'm not a role model. Well, that wasn't David. I mean, David was a role model. Yeah, I don't think I don't think you're disputing the quality of David's play. The dude had 80 points.
Player,
but yeah, the idea of who moved shoes and who was on other pages other than the sports page, that was not David, nor was it ever his intent.
Who's headlining Sports Center? Who's got the best sound bites? Like, it just wasn't him.
And that wasn't the plan.
No. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah. And by the way, for a military town that was said, you make your name by what you do at work, and everything else, just leave it at home. We'll see you when the job starts. That was perfect for David and San Antonio. That's what we wanted. Don't get in the news. We don't want to see you in a bar. All we want to do is see you playing basketball. That's all David wanted to do and be seen as doing. That's all Pop wanted everybody to be seen, and that's all we wanted. And so the world's different now than it was in the mid-90s when David showed up.
And this is going to be interesting, and it may be exciting for Spurs fan, because if you think you had superstars before, I got news for you.
It's a different world, man.
You haven't had a real superstar. Tim Duncan, to me, is one of the 10 best players who's ever played basketball. I don't know that Tim Duncan was ever a superstar because,
well, in the circle, yes. But also keep in mind that Duncan, while he was this quiet superstar, Manu was the international dude. The world knew who Manu was in the basketball circle.
But you know what?
That didn't register in the United States. Well, it did everywhere else. There's lots of Spurs jerseys being worn all over the world because of Manu.
Manu and Tony grew the international game in a way that I don't know but they were never expected to.
And nobody cared here.
It just kind of happened. And you know what? If they played for teams that never won, I don't know that Manu and Tony would have grown the game the way they did. But Wemby is someone who's been picked out for years as this guy is going to be a superstar. Mm-hmm. This guy is going to grow the game internationally. It's like, to me, he's just like Yao Ming. He has to be a success. The NBA was never invested in Manu Ginobili being a success. They're glad he was. But this guy, the NBA, they knew for years that this was going to be a guy they were going to promote and push. The NBA never promoted and pushed Manu Ginobili. They just didn't. But he organically did some things that were great for the NBA.
Internationally.
Wemby, the media machine is going to get behind this guy in a way that no player in San Antonio has ever been pushed.
There was a time when you went to cover the Spurs and there were 3 Argentinian reporters, 3 French reporters, 2 international Spanish reporters, and then the U.S. contingent. It was the scene in 08, 07. It was as big a circus as the Spurs will have ever seen, and it's not even going to rival what we're already seeing. There's 5 French reporters. There's an ESPN beat writer. There is an international basketball writer. At every one of these Spurs things, the contingent for international press is already bigger than it was with Manu and Tony, and this is just with Wemby and to some contingent Sissoko, who's another Frenchie. But what we're getting at is the coverage in the circus is already bigger than it was when the Spurs were wearing rings. And it's only going to grow. And the league said, all right, and congratulations, Wemby, on your second year. You're going to play on Christmas Day in the mecca of all of basketball, the centerpiece of the basketball world. Wemby, you're going to play there on Christmas Day. And guess what? That's not going to stop. You better get good because you're going to be playing the very best wherever you're going to be playing. And the contingent and the press and the coverage and the microscope is bigger than Tim ever had to deal with, ever, and bigger than Pop had ever seen. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. And I got news. The reason these guys are on they want to push these international stars. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why Luka's playing in the second game.
Oh, and by the way,
there's a reason why Joker's playing in the night game.
Spurs are going to France to play another couple of national games too. Oh, by the way, you're on the road doing this.
Yeah, and it's going to be a different feel for the Spurs. I think it's a cool thing.
It's gonna be fun,
but it's going to be unique to the Spurs fans. You haven't seen this before because while you've had great players, you've had some of the best players that have ever played. You've never had this. You've never had a circus act, and that's what the NBA is going to treat him at, because that's what I swear. That's how I felt what the NBA did with Yao. The NBA treated him like a circus act, like a dancing bear. They're look at what we've got, and sometimes it would have been better for Yao, I think, if that weren't the case
because of the injuries. He could never live up.
Poor Yao. Not only did he have to be the NBA's dancing bear, he also had to be China's dancing bear. Mm-hmm. And he didn't have an option. Wemby's going to have options. Like if Wemby goes deep into a season and he's like, hey, I got to take a year off from international play, France is going to be okay with it. China was like, no, we let you go to play in the NBA. You got a job. You come back here now. But I think the Wemby phenomena is going, and I think Wemby, God, knock on wood, has potential to be a better player than Yao ever was, which is, I think Yao, when healthy, was a freakishly good player. But if he can combine that star power with the game, dude, you've got something special.
And then the next level is Yao was tasked to grow the game in China, to make it part of the culture, the Chinese culture of 1 billion basketball players. And it worked. The Asian Perimeter Games, if you ever look at anything basketball on social media, suddenly you'll get this thread of all these Asian basketball players. It worked. Wemby represents not a growing of the game, but an equalization of the game, that now Europe, the torch that was passed in 1992 with the Spanish Barcelona dream team has now come to fruition, where we saw it last night. The Serbs think they're equal. The French are ready to beat us. This is not about let's catch the Americas. And Wemby represents not only the equalization of the world's basketball, but maybe in the eyes of the international, them passing us. That he will be that first generation of the world players are now better on a regular basis in the NBA than your average American player in the league. That's what we're headed toward. And Wemby represents the first of that.
Ren, no offense. Like Ren says, this is what I'm talking about. AJ thinks that Yao was much bigger than he actually was, and I'm not talking about size. Yao was overrated except for in Houston and China. I'm telling you now, if that's – and I'm not talking about Yao's abilities. I'm saying Yao as a star he was the most important thing to the NBA for about a 7 or 8 year span.
I wouldn't go that far. I think you are a little myopic with the Chinese version in Houston. He was a big deal. The problem was he never won.
Well, no, I'm not talking about for the NBA stateside, he wasn't a big deal. I'm saying that the NBA was invested in Yao in a way,
and you saw it in Houston more than any other city. China.
He was the lead on SportsCenter, and the Rockets didn't even have to be good. They didn't care.
And it was Morey that got in trouble, right? Wasn't he the one that?
Well, he said something about this was post Yao
2 years ago.
It was something about Taiwan, and
and wasn't he part of the Yao initially? He was the OG.
Yep.
Wasn't Morey always there? So I think he saw the negative side of that, and
the
Chinese influence on it, and spoke to it, and got shut down. Remember?
Yeah.
They told Morey to shut up and go away. The NBA is in bed with China now, and that began with Yao.
I also think it's going to be a lot easier to deal with a French superstar than a Chinese superstar. I mean, that was and I know the NBA, but the NBA wanted to be in China so badly, and they drilled down into that thing, and the oil started spurting out, and they're thrilled that it worked. But man,
do you think that Joker for Serbia and Giannis for Greece have felt the same kind of pressure that Wemby is going to deal with from the French, and certainly that Yao had to deal with?
No,
I don't think so either. I think the Serbs is such a small country. They're we got enough dudes. We're already there.
I think Giannis feels it a little more than Joker does. But I think it's.
I think that the shine on Giannis is already gone.
I think so too.
They passed him by, and it's all been taken by Wemby.
You know who I think has? I know. You know who I think has some of that pressure is Luka.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because Luka, Slovenia is a basketball crazed nation. They love it, but he's got to win too.
But the NBA doesn't care if another Slovenian buys a ticket. You know what I mean? They're not chasing that market.
It's not the same. Right. France is a market that they would love to be in. Love to be the
NBA team in Paris. Yeah.
To me, it's almost like it's like Dirk. Like when Dirk started having success, the NBA was like, yes.
And Dirk in Germany. I wonder if he felt that same kind of pressure.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Pau Gasol felt that pressure in Spain. Like there's markets that are important to the NBA, and there's markets that are meh to the NBA. But France is a big deal for them, and they've already got a footprint in it. But this is a way to really blow up the game there. All right, when we come back, we got to get into to Jerry, but we got a couple more things to hit on quickly before we get into Jerry Sound deep at 7:30. It's Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM. Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and this in the body. Health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. And I think this is where our disconnect is, Ren. You think I'm talking about Yao as a basketball player, and I'm not. Like when I say Yao was a superstar, I'm not even talking about his game because you're right. Yao in general, like if you look over it, Yao had he was going to be a Hall of Famer no matter what, because first of all, everybody gets in the NBA Hall or the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. But he was never able to have a sustained run of health that would allow him to be a great player.
He only played a full season twice.
And it was like his first couple years.
Yeah, the first 3 years he played 82, 82, and 80, and then
after that was like the year before so his last 2 years, one of them he missed completely.
He had 5 games his last year, 77 the year before.
And that was like it felt at that time was like, oh, Yao stayed healthy. Maybe they've got something here. And then that was the end of it. But Yao was never one of the 5 best players in the league. And that's what I'm saying. Wemby has the potential to be a much better basketball player than Yao was. When I talk about Yao as a superstar, I'm talking about his importance to, at the time it was David Stern, but what Wemby's importance will be to Adam Silver, which goes well beyond what he does on the court. Like I mean, obviously they want him to have success on the court, but they want little French kids to grow up saying, I want to be like Victor Wembanyama. And that's what, however many billion Chinese people there are, that's what Yao was to them. Even though Yao never blossomed into the player that they hoped he would be. And you're right. So when you say like as a basketball player, was he ever, I mean, greatness is all relative. The guy was one of the best players in the NBA for a 7-year span, whatever it was. But was he ever like an MVP? No.
But for for those years, he was just a force.
He was a handful. He was a real. He was a. I mean, obviously, he was a difficult guy to go up against, but he never met he never met the expectations on the court. But if the Rockets had to do it over 1,000,000 times, knowing what they were going to get, like if you knew, okay, he's going to be retired at age 29 or whatever it was, and like he'll never win you a title, the Rockets would draft him with that first pick 100 times out of 100 because of the money that he brought in, everything that he brought to the game. And I was telling Rob, the first NBA Finals that I covered as media was here in San Antonio. It was it was the Spurs and the Cavs. And obviously the NBA Finals is where you're going to see everybody comes, and that was LeBron James. It was LeBron's first finals.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of media here. And then I compared that to regular season games that Yao Ming was playing in. And there was significantly more media coverage of Yao's regular season games than there was of the NBA Finals that featured LeBron frickin' James. They had to have separate press conferences in Houston because the media room couldn't hold all the media.
All the Asian perimeter
that was
media.
there to see. I mean, it was, and again, it's not because he was the best player. That's not what I was ever trying to say. I'm trying to say that he was that level of a star outside of the U.S. that it became a clown show or a circus act, the Dancing Bear. And I'm curious to see how the Spurs handle. And you said there's already a pretty big conglomerate. Wait until he starts really winning. Wait until this team gets good. Then, oh my God, it's going to be a clown show.
It's going to be an interesting watch to see how they manage the pressures that are going to be brought to bear on Wemby, because, San Antonio has traditionally been the place where you can come and hide and be protected from things like that. And I think that the onslaught's going to be bigger than anything that Wemby has seen for sure, but maybe even bigger than expected. I'm not sure the Spurs thought they'd be playing on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I don't think that they thought that. I think it was coming, but I thought that would also come with more wins. And I don't think by Christmas Day the Spurs are going to be a juggernaut by any stretch. They're still going to be a young team that might be might only have 2 or 3 wins rolling into that Christmas Day game. So
now,
the
mind
pressure's
you,
coming, and so are the media.
Now, mind you, there's about 25x people in China that there are in France.
Truth, but
so hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we don't have to have separate press conferences here. But
just dealing with the French, which is our own particular issue.
But also, I think Wemby's going to be the kind of player that is going to. All European media is going to be interested in, not just the French media. And
true.
It got that way with I mean, there were Korean reporters there. There were Japanese reporters there.
Yeah, and I think that Yao signified a growing of the game, bringing the game to the masses and having a superstar, the Giants, to lead the way. I think Wemby represents that next generation of we're now better.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? And then he'll be portrayed as that, as the guy that led the rest of the world to equality with the NBA.
Yeah. I at least that's what I hope.
Let's look at the MVP cast right now. Our MVPs, the best in the world, are all Euros, but one. And he's Euro too. For the most part, he's playing on Team USA, but MVPs now are coming from other places.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could argue the 5 best players in the world are foreigners.
And now I think Wemby represents the rest, not just the 5 best. Every team's going to have 3 or 4 dudes that are on the best on their team, and they're not going to be coming from the United States.
All right, we're going to get into this Jarrah sound next and see what it means to CeeDee Lamb's future. This is so fascinating to me. I feel completely different today than I did yesterday about CeeDee Lamb as a Dallas Cowboy. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is Friday. That's a good thing. But the best part about it is we're going to be live at the Roo Pub.
281 Redland Road from 2 to 6. We'll get all the scoop on the Cowboys joint practice with the Rams. John Machota from The Athletic will join us at 5:15. And Joe's going to lose another beer bet as Team USA gets ready to take on France in the gold medal game.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 36 months or save $1,000.
Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and feels like a country club. It's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2024 Hunters Extravaganza, August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out our hunting seminars, the latest in hunting equipment, last season's best bucks in our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
You're getting hammered.
I
Right,
am.
Eagle?
I don't understand it.
I'm going to call Joe Pepe Le Traitor.
Disappointed with Joe. I don't get it.
What don't you get, right,
I don't
Eagle?
get it.
What?
I said I would love to see an upset because I like the underdog. I like Victor Wembanyama. I tell you what, I get a bad rap, but that's okay.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He was older.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. One last thing on this. Rin, I think you're totally missing what I'm saying here. He says, I just think it's interesting how people think that Spurs fans are some type of second-class citizen, like we've never known success. Like this is all new to us, LOL. What I'm telling you is this. The Spurs fans know on-court success more than almost every other franchise's fans will ever know. But what I'm telling you is, from a standpoint, and this should make you happy because apparently this is what Spurs fan has been craving, this validation of, hey, we want to be on TV, we want this and this. You've had it all, that you've had this success all this time without getting that validation. You're about to get that validation whether the team wins or loses, and that's a unique thing. That's when you know you have a real superstar, is when it doesn't matter if you win or lose because people are going to be talking about you. And that's what Wemby is going to bring. The Spurs fans being second-class citizens, that's crazy. Like the Spurs are, to me, one of the best-run organizations. Like they're right there with the Patriots. In my lifetime, the Belichick run Patriots, the Belichick era Patriots, and the Popovich era Spurs are like that's the gold standard of what you hope you can be as a franchise. I guess the recent run of the Warriors puts them in that conversation too. But yeah, no one's going to know success like Spurs fan. Not many teams anyway, unless you're like a Lakers or a Celtics fan. But then you're probably a half fan anyway. That's one thing I respect about Spurs fan. There's no T-shirt Spurs fans. Like there's nobody who, if you're a Spurs fan, you probably live in this town, which that's about to change. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what a guy like Wemby does. That great player. Is Wemby going to ever be a better player than Tim Duncan?
Probably not.
The odds are no. The odds are no. But it's not going to matter. He's going to be a bigger star than Tim Duncan ever was.
Here's what's going to be interesting is when the Spurs lose, nobody cares but, San Antonio Spurs fans. Spurs lose, people move on with their day. When we're not accustomed to when the Spurs lose, it's an international event.
Yeah.
When the Lakers lose, that's an international event. When the Warriors lose in a big game, it's front page news in Paris and in Greece and you name it. It's international. Spurs lose a playoff game, it's 5th, 6th down the list. It's just the Spurs.
Cares.
We're not used to that kind of pressure too. I mean, there's some positive benefits to this, but then there's also the weight of the world is a lot bigger than local Spurs fan knocked out of the playoffs.
Well, it's about to
Suddenly
be.
Parisian fans are going, fire pop. There's nobody in Paris gives a crap about who the head coach of the Spurs are. Now they do.
See, but we already know that. We don't need somebody not from San Antonio to tell us that. That's such a dude. I'm telling you.
You ain't from around here. That's the last recourse.
That is such small town crybaby fan weirdo stuff. That's absurd. If like we don't want people from outside talking about our team, and then nobody talks about them. How come nobody talks about our team?
That's Spurs fan. That's us.
So weird, dude. It's so weird.
And the thing is, that was fine when it was just us. But now it's not just us. We got the rest of the world that is suddenly going to be wearing our shirts, and they're going to try to act like we act, and they're going to look at us and go, "Why? What?"
Yeah, dude. You said this during the break. The dichotomy of San Antonio sports fan, where most of them are Spurs fans, and also most of them are Cowboys fans, and those fan bases couldn't be more different.
Well, the teams couldn't be more different in how they treat their fans. Absolutely.
The Cowboys are going to be front and center on Sports Center no matter what, win or lose, it doesn't matter. People talk about the Cowboys, people care about the Cowboys. They could go 8-9 and they're still going to lead headlines. The Spurs win titles and don't lead headlines. It's
true.
They are polar opposites. And I imagine that being a fan of both of those is it's got to be a weird feeling, because the way it's when you're a Cowboys fan, your team's expected, you're used to them to being talked about. When you're a Spurs fan, you're used to the opposite. That's fascinating to me.
And that's why they're so very protective. Very protective.
Yeah.
Because that's the one team that has always backed it up. There wasn't a lot of talk about, we're all in, we're going to go. They just went out and won basketball games. And only time Spurs fans ever got any attention is when they were putting on a ring or losing to Shaq, Kobe, or LeBron. That's the only time we got any kind of news.
Well, who's got the news is the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, Jerry, we played this earlier. Here's Jerry when they asked him about CD and how urgent he is to get that deal done.
Are you saying there's a sense of urgency as you begin the preseason to get CD done? No. Why you say that?
I'm I went to high school or I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done.
It's a long-standing tradition.
Pick any reason you want. I didn't know boo 2 days ago. Give that as a reason.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a weird. There was a lot of weird pieces of bread on that sandwich, but the meat of it was no. I don't have any urgency to get this done.
His answer should have been when he was like, I went to high school, which I think he was trying to find some words, because his answer would have been, I'm just poking him in the eye. I just want to see how CD responds to this, because that was such a poke in the eye. Not only did he say there's no sense of urgency, he was laughing while he did it. Like, you think I care about CD? What?
Yeah.
Sometimes you negotiate through the media to get somebody to the table. Sometimes you negotiate to make them mad and see if they get flustered and make a mistake. And I think he is trying to push CD out of the tree, trying to make him uncomfortable. What are you doing, Jerry? What?
That was crazy, because CD's been quiet about this. He's been kind of
think about what he
patiently
did.
waiting.
So his quarterback that is not under contract, he knew the moment he said it, everybody's going to run to Dak. What about your best boy? Ain't here, Mr. No Contract quarterback. He knew that was going to happen.
Well, and you know what Dak said? I've got urgency to get CD
Yeah,
in
you
there.
think the rest of the team went, you don't have urgency? Let's see how urgent you are on Monday morning after Sunday night.
This is one of those things where there's just this weird vibe now that Jerry is fed up.
We talked about it in camp, AJ, that there was something up in camp. There was this vibe, this aura, and it starts at the top, and Jerry has a plan, and it's falling into place. He's not telling us, don't listen to what he says. Watch what he's doing, and he is blowing this team up. He knew it when he was at camp. He knows it's happening now. He is blowing it up, and he's starting to enjoy it.
And if you think Jerry is like, if you think he's making a mistake, or what Jerry believes is that he's not making a mistake.
Do you think he's making a mistake here?
It's funny, because I don't think not paying Dak is a mistake. I think moving on from Dak is the right thing to do. But while my instinct is, of course you pay CD Lamb. If you're not going to have a top-tier quarterback, what's the point of having the bells and whistle of a number one wide receiver? But I would also say the best thing you can do is pay him right now, because he's only going to be more expensive going forward. And you can't let Dak walk away for nothing and then a year later let CD walk away for nothing. You can't do that. So if you sign Dak now, and if you say Dak, or not Dak, if you sign CD now and you say, CD, you are the number one paid wide receiver in the league now. Congratulations. You, Justin Jefferson. He would be the third highest paid receiver in the league 2 years from now, or the fifth or the eighth. And and when you trade him, there's going to be value in that. Like, you can say, oh, well, we can get something good for this. So it doesn't make sense to just not pay him. And it definitely doesn't make sense to piss him off.
That's what I don't get. I get the gamesmanship. Again, they haven't even played a preseason game yet. There's still a month left of preseason. If he hadn't said that, and it was just as acrimonious behind the scenes, and you came and told me, like, these guys are not getting along. When they do talk, they're arguing. If somebody I trusted told me that, I would still say he'll be playing week one. I'd believe right now that even though Jerry doesn't have a sense of urgency today, he poking his guy in the eye, he's going to be on the field on week one. It doesn't do either team any good to let this fester beyond.
No, I can't imagine that either. But I can't imagine that what Jerry said yesterday is good for long-term relationship.
There you go. Now, whether he returns or is a happy camper once he signs this deal, it's going to be entirely about the money.
Yeah.
He's not going to give the team a break or anything to help Dak stay around. Nothing like that's going to happen.
It's almost like when you're dating a girl and you guys are getting pretty serious, and you get drunk and you make out with some other gal at the bar, and you're not married. So it's like, okay, we're dating, but we're
not exclusive. I didn't think.
Now that girl might not kick you to the curb permanently, but if you're looking to get married, she's probably considering that when the time comes to get married. She's going to consider that behavior. What Jerry did was just get drunk and kind of, I don't know if he made out with another girl at the bar, but he maybe got drunk and said something bad about his girlfriend's mom.
And was laughing about it.
I ain't got no urgency. I went to high school.
I'm going to pay him. I won't even pay my quarterback. You think I'm going to pay a wide receiver $30 million a year? Wow, man. I hear that on CD. I won't see you for a week or two. Or maybe that was just enough for him to go, this dude's crazy. This guy's crazy. I better take this deal.
Jerry Jones is turning into Mr. Burns before our eyes. Like he's becoming the super eccentric billionaire. Like,
which I don't know if I appreciate this kind of Jerry.
He used to be oil tycoon,
kind of throw money at it and we'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like, it felt like it felt very Texan.
Very much.
This feels like California billionaire.
Just like, behind the scenes skullduggery.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. This is coastal elitism. I'm not used to this. I was at Nobu last night. That's why I don't want to pay CD Lamb.
What the man? I want to hear you're concerned and we're thinking about it and offers are going back and forth and it's friendly. Nah, I don't care.
And not only, I'm telling you, this doesn't just affect 88's contract negotiations. Micah Parsons is sitting around going, is this what I'm going to deal with next year?
And this is still, until he's gone, Dak's football team. It is. More than Micah, this is Dak's football team. And this quarterback's now been disrespected on two fronts. Not only am I not going to pay you what you want, I'm not going to give you your best guy a raise either.
Which, by the way, if the goal is to get rid of Dak,
this is a way to do it.
If the goal is to get rid of Dak and make it seem like
he's leaving,
it's Dak's fault and not your fault that Dak left, or if your goal is to make Dak look like he doesn't deserve the money, what's the best way to do it?
I'm telling you.
I'd go out there and say, hey, Jalen Tolbert is your best target this year. Good luck. And I know people are saying nice things about Jalen Tolbert at camp right now. Jalen Tolbert wouldn't be allowed to squirt water in CeeDee Lamb's mouth. I mean, there's levels, and Jalen Tolbert ain't on that level, Bubba.
If you're that good, if you're worth 60, you got to rise to the top. You got to bring these guys with you.
So this is a weird move, but it's a powerful move. Make no mistake. He didn't say that on accident. Jerry, I saw someone in the comments saying Jerry's a senile old man. That was senile. It seems like the statements of a senile old man. I'm telling you, that was thought out, and that was that's him throwing a jab out, or saying, hey, y'all might think that I'm crazy. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm doing this my way. It's my way or the highway, Bubba.
All in.
Wow.
Well, he's all in. Like you said, it might mean something entirely different to me than it does to you.
And you know what? It's funny because when I first heard him say that, I said, all in can only mean one thing. It means like if this fails, you're out of the game. But when I was listening to you say it this morning,
I'm all in on the rebuild.
Dude, it was kind of a light bulb going off for me. I hadn't thought of it that way before. But yeah, like I'm all in on.
I'm not paying anybody.
Dallas Cowboys version 6.0 or whatever whatever the next version is, because this version, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And it's like when you've got a cable provider and your cable keeps going out on Sunday, and it's like, dude, I'm done with DirecTV or whatever. I'm making the switch. I'm done with cable. I'm switching to DirecTV. Like, at some point, you're like, I don't care. I don't care what it costs me. I don't, dude. Let me tell you a story. When I've had AT&T forever, and at one day my wife came home and she was like, hey, we can switch to, I don't know if they're a sponsor. Actually, they don't exist as a company anymore. So I won't. Sprint. You switch to Sprint, they cut your bill in half. We did it, and after about 3 months, it was so bad that I was like, I'm paying $1,000
I'll go back
to get out of my contract and go back to paying double my bill. I'm all in to get away from Sprint. He's all in to get away from this version of the Cowboys, man.
All in.
That's crazy. Got more of this and more Team USA coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Do you know anyone who lives a life of gratitude? Do you know anyone whose life is marked with ingratitude? And which of these do you want to be around? Better yet, which of these do you want to be? Where gratitude enriches and enlarges our personal world, ingratitude poisons it. And the poison is called entitlement. Entitlement says the world owes me, therefore I deserve it, therefore why be thankful or grateful for something I'm owed. But life does not work like that for a lot of reasons, and it explains why there is resentment in many hearts. On the other hand, a humble life sees the beautiful things that come our way as a gift, the gift of a beautiful morning, a good cup of coffee, a real friendship, a great family, a job with a paycheck, or good sleep. There's a proverb from the Hebrew scriptures that says, humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life. So you might begin each day in awe of the one who made such an awesome creation, filled with countless reasons for gratitude. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit us online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
We're here with Jose Rios, attorney at the Gomez Law Firm. If you are injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, Jose, what's the first thing our listeners should do?
The first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
Gomez Law has been protecting the people of our community for almost 50 years. They're the leader in personal injury law.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do carbon monoxide cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries.
But that's not all your firm does, Jose. Tell us a little more about other cases Gomez Law takes on and wins here in Texas.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 tests under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
At Lowe's, we know how to save pros time and money. Save 20% on 1-gallon cans and 5-gallon pails of Valspar Defense or Cabot Stain. Plus, save 15% on your choice of 6 or more Purdy items. And get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 8/21. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See store or Lowe's.com for details. Must be single receipt purchase. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones told the media yesterday he didn't have any sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. In response, CD changed his Twitter handle from America's team to the number 8. Team USA will be taking on Team Victor Wembanyama. Both won and will advance to the gold medal game, which will take place tomorrow, 2:30. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning. It's the huddle of the morning, also known as the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman, the very, very affable Rob Thompson.
Affable.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like you. That's what I like about working with you, is I've noticed, and this is a real moment of self-reflection for me.
Here we go.
I've been doing radio for 20 years now, and I've noticed there's not many people who are neutral on me. People either they like me, they like what I do, or they think I am a blubbering idiot and they want me to get fired.
Your job is to move the needle.
You seem to find a really nice wedge between neutral and beloved where there's no hatred thrown at you.
Oh, I get my fair share.
I never see it, and I think it's awesome. I wish people didn't hate me, but I also am not going to go out of my way to change myself.
No, I don't think there's...
I've been this way for a long time. I'm just kind of used to it now, but you're about the most likable guy in this business,
well,
I think.
There you go.
You know, I like that. I like working with a guy that people, because you're not
going to get a lot of cover from me, I guess. I'm not going to say anything that you go, oh.
No, here's the key, man.
Well, I say what I believe.
You're just a nice guy. I'm not a nice guy.
I wouldn't say that either.
But the key is, like, if someone says, hey, get this show off the air, no one's going to say that. They'll say, get AJ off the air. But if they try to say, get this show off the air, they'll be like, oh, let's not say that. Rob's too nice. Let's let him make it.
Yeah, nice guys always finish first.
Well, yeah.
Always.
But it's good to have a tag team partner that is not someone who's going to get booed out of the building.
Give me time.
When the heat gets turned up too high for me, I'm going to tag you in and be like, Rob, remind them we're nice guys.
Everybody chill. It'll be tomorrow.
There's likable people on this radio show.
Vic.
I guess.
Vic's the guy that gives away the stuff. He's beloved.
No, he doesn't. I'm the one who gives it all away.
But he's the one they talk to, is what I'm saying. He's the guy that is actually delivering the gift.
Speaking of, you know what? You reminded me, Rob.
That's what I do.
Oh, that's why everybody likes you. I'm going to give away Sebastian Maniscalco tickets right now. And I'm doing it again on the Brigade Bar. You know why? Because even though a lot of those guys seem to not like me much today, I don't care.
Let's win them over.
The truth is, I'm doing it because I told that gal yesterday I would give her another chance.
Right? It was Alexandra?
Yeah, Alexandra.
Are you there, Alexandra? Please be there.
I don't know if I asked her yesterday. She said she would be my date, but she never confirmed if she was an 8 or hotter.
Oh, I guarantee you she's
hiding.
Yeah.
She's hiding.
Sebastian Maniscalco at the Frost Bank Center. You win a pair of tickets to see him August 11th. That's Sunday. Sunday. Sebastian Maniscalco at the Frost Bank Center.
I always wanted to do that.
Me too,
I've
man.
gotten a lot of opportunities to do some interesting sound work, but never gotten to do that. Sunday.
Do you have a good soccer goal call?
You know, there was a time when I worked at EA Sports where I did these video highlights of guys playing games. So I kind of adopted, I took some hockey stuff and applied it to soccer. But no, I was never very good. You have to be born in that to have that goal, whatever that might be.
I can do a pretty good one.
Can you?
And I have like this move that I use. I use the no. I'd use that move in my goal call. So have you ever called
a soccer game?
God, no. I don't understand the rules.
Well, that's kind of the problem for me, too.
During the World Cup, and when's the World Cup? When is that going to be?
We just had it.
Oh, well.
I think 2026.
So we got another one in about 4 years.
26?
Oh, is it 2 years? Every 2 years? Yeah.
I don't think what we just had.
4 years.
What we just had was some other thing, not the World. I think the World Cup's coming up.
It was a FIFA, right?
Yeah, the World Cup will be in the Northern Hemisphere in 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one day we'll be they might not play games when we're on the air. It's too damn early. Now when the games are in Europe, we would have had a chance, but
I think we'd be pretty good on a soccer.
One day we'll randomly be watching a soccer game and someone will score a goal and I'll give you my traditional Mexican goal call.
I had learned to light the lamp and
that's
the
good.
basket and those kind of stuff. And I transferred to soccer.
Alexandra's back. She's there.
Oh, well, good. I knew she'd
Just
be
in
listening.
time.
I knew she'd be listening. Here we go. If you don't win, by the way, you can still get tickets at livenation.com. How do we want to give these away, Rob? What's the trivia question of the day? The trivia question of the day. Sebastian Maniscalco.
Let's see here. I'm at a loss.
I am too.
Because there's the Jerry stuff. There's the Team USA stuff. Oh, there was an item stolen in Detroit that might be worth.
You know what?
Trying to figure out if you're long-term listening.
I told you guys a story about a man who stole something in Detroit and then tried to sell it back to its original owner. First person to come up with that item, throw it in the chat. You, friend, will win yourself a pair of tickets to Sebastian Maniscalco. I hope it's you, Alexandra.
I hope
it's you. But I don't know. I don't know if you were listening all morning. Sorry, it was the 109er. That guy won. He beat you to the punch.
Well, we gave it the best shot. All we can do is lead you to water. You know what I mean?
All we can do, Alexandra. I can't just say, you get the tickets. I wish it worked that way. It's not the way radio works. It's equal opportunity, even for men and ladies. I wish I could just give all the tickets away to ladies, because then it's rare that ladies complain about me, to be honest. It's funny. There's people who complain about how I talk about women, but rarely do women complain about me. Interesting.
It's equality there, AJ.
Means maybe
treat them as you would everybody the same.
Maybe some dudes should mind their own business, is what it really means. So 109er, call in and get yourself those tickets. We've talked a lot about Jera, and I'll be honest, this is my true feelings about this, Rob. This tells me there's almost no chance now that Dak gets re-signed. I think there's unless he plays without a safety net this year, which I think is going to happen, and gets them to, I think at minimum, an NFC title game. If the Cowboys don't make the NFC title game, Dak Prescott's not going to be a Cowboy next year. And I think that the brass has accepted that. That's what's written down on the white. And by the way, same deal goes for Mike McCarthy. Because if Dak goes, Mike McCarthy goes.
I will qualify this. There might be something in Mike McCarthy that's ready for Dak to go to. There might be a sense of agreement between the two that maybe if I can do a decent job and I might be back even though Dak is gone.
Listen,
I'm not, because this is a guy who has had Aaron Rodgers, who understands what an accurate and an effective quarterback can do and what it means. Mike's had this forced on him. He's tried 2 different OCs. He's done some different stuff, but it still hadn't worked.
That's why I think he's done.
I think he'll be done on his own. Yeah, I think he's done. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of tacit agreement between he and Jerry that, maybe Dak isn't the guy.
Well, this is I've really come to grips with. I think this is the end of the road. So
I'm looking for the headline, AJ. I can't find who said it, but there was. I think we always have to frame this in the context that this is out of Jerry's control. This was a forest fire that he didn't mean to light. In that Dak, and the headline was, if Dak is patient,
he might be a $70 million a year quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way in hell that 2 years ago, even the most avid NFL numbers guy projected that Dak Prescott would hit the market at $60 to $70 million. I don't care how much you think you know the league.
You didn't think anybody would make $70 million.
No one would be there yet. We thought it was coming, but it wouldn't be Dak there. But Jerry, through his ignorance, apathy, or whatever it was, let this happen. This is all Jerry's fault. And he's now affecting the rest of the league. It's not a Jimmy Haslett or whatever the guy is that owns the Cleveland Browns Deshaun Watson contract. But this is one of those ridiculous contracts that the rest of the NFL goes, yeah, Dak's really good, but you're going to pay him $70 million. And I'm sitting here looking at, you name Trevor or whoever else that's going to get another deal going, holy crap. So now average gets 70, just barely above average gets 70. Now we all know next up is next up, but there are some guys that if it was Justin and for the Chargers, if he got it, everybody'd go, well, yeah, that kind of makes some sense. But I think anybody who sees Dak getting $70 million, the whole league will go, wow, we have really spun out of control now. Really spun out of control because you could justify Lamar Jackson. You can justify former MVPs getting that kind of money. Deshaun Watson was a harebrained owner trying to make a splash and doing something nuts that we all knew wasn't going to happen again. But now Jerry has backed assward into this. You caused this, dude. You did. So as we go, I don't think Jerry's going to sign Dak. Jerry can't sign Dak. He can't. Even in his wild, if he woke up today and said, I'm signing him, he couldn't find a way to get to excise $70 million from this Dallas Cowboys contract and keep Micah and keep CD. He can't. There's no way.
I got news. That's the price of doing business.
Yes.
That's the price of doing business, man.
Foolish, ignorance, apathy, whatever it is, you got to the place where I think you might have wanted to be, but you didn't mean to get here.
And, dude, if you think paying Dak, top of the market's going to hurt, I got news for you, man. We all saw Bryce Young last year. Disaster, right? If Bryce Young has the exact same year this year, we're going to go, man, Bryce Young sucks. In year 3, if Bryce Young has the kind of year that Baker Mayfield had last year, he's going to get paid. He's going to get, if he has the year that Jordan Love had, he's going to get paid. All it takes is somebody sees something, 1 year of you that says, okay, now I see what it can be. Huh. And they'll be like, Jordan Love is almost as scary as the Deshaun Watson deal. Jordan Love played 1 year and got paid like he was the best player in the league.
I want to give you a more frightening scenario because I've witnessed this. The Cowboys start this season out and it's bad, whatever that might be. And it's so bad that it's time for Dak to sit down, go away, injury, whatever it might be. And then Lance plays. And God forbid they put together some kind of game plan like the Cowboys did to Kellen Moore's credit way back when and went 13-3 with a quarterback who couldn't read a defense, who had never taken a snap from center.
Yeah.
And they went 13-3 with this cat because they put together this off-the-wall brand of offense that was only going to work for a year because there was no film on it. God forbid that Trey Lance come in and play 3 weeks and suddenly look pretty damn good in an offense that, for a couple, 3 weeks against a team that wasn't ready, did some things, and then Jerry goes, all right, I got him.
Yeah.
And the potential is there. $20 million off the top. That's what it'll cost just to look at the next card for Trey Lance. That's what it'll cost just to play the game to see if Trey Lance is worth keeping around. He gives you 3 games, and you go, well, I got to keep him now. $20 million, and you're already going down the same freaking road you were going down with Dak.
Yep. Pretty wild, man. I think that's just the price of doing business now. And if Jerry's not comfortable with it, Jerry's going to start cycling through rookie deal quarterbacks, which I don't think is a terrible idea. I've said that before. It's not a crazy idea. This is my other take. As quarterbacks get into this $70 million range, I'm not going to be opposed to drafting multiple quarterbacks like a year apart and just hoping that one of them hits and like being prepared to trade one if you have to, and being prepared to just burn one if you have to, because the value, positional value, is so out of whack now towards a quarterback that why even try anything else? Like,
well, look at Eberflus. Eberflus in Chicago. He got the go ahead from the front office. Hey, Fields didn't work. Go get another one.
He ain't good enough.
And let me tell you, it looks
Fields
like,
might still be a good player.
Yes, but if Caleb Williams even half-ass turns out, I tell you what, it's a copycat league. There'll be other owners that will finally give the go-ahead. Like, yeah, go ahead and draft a quarterback every year. You're going to have to. We know it sucks to eat into a position. Like, you're going to have to draft him in the 4th, 5th round, and that's where starters show up for championship teams. And you're going to be taking it on a flyer every year for a quarterback. That is a big bite of apple. But for an owner to agree, okay, that's the plan. If you've got that prolongs your life as a GM. If you don't have that, you get fired because you drafted a quarterback in the place where you should have found your left guard. You should have found your starting free safety. You should have found that guy in the 4th round. But no, you went for another quarterback that didn't pan out.
Vic, what's going on with our winner?
Fake 109er told Edwin that he was the 109er and gave him the tickets. And then now this guy called, and I told him type my name in the bar, and yeah, he put my name on the bar. That's why you see Vic. He's the real 109er. Oh man.
Well, so he doesn't have the tickets yet.
Yeah.
He doesn't change our mind.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. So I'm gonna get his info, and
let's
then
get the new winner, and we'll shake it out.
Yeah. Come on, guys, don't steal tickets, scum buckets.
Jeez.
Yeah,
what are we
I'm
doing,
a
man?
109er.
Come on.
Yeah.
And you know what? Whoever did that, whoever tried to steal his tickets, we should block that number and ban them from winning.
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Oh,
It's
we
the
have his
Harbaugh
info.
method of.
Yeah, we have his info.
Yeah, put him
so-
on the no-win list.
Got it. It's done.
That's garbage, dude. Man, I thought I was going to have a little faith in humanity. I'm running out of it. Rob.
Fake 109er.
We
call those people prize pigs.
Just stealing from his fellow man.
Prize pig.
Was it Alexandra?
No.
No, it wasn't. No.
Good.
No.
I was going to be
She
mad.
was honest. She was like,
Good.
yeah.
My name's the 109er.
Liar. Lying liar who lies.
That's
We got. It looks like the fake 109ers calling in.
So now we have a standoff.
You want? Yeah, let's put him on.
Yeah, let's see.
Fake 109er. Why'd you try to steal?
Hand on the
Hey,
button.
dude, I did not. My bad, dude. My apologies. I'm driving, and I love listening to you guys, and I missed it. That's why I'm calling back.
All right. So are you the 109er or the fake 109er?
He's the fake 109er.
Well, he called in and he fessed up.
I'm the fake. Yeah, I'm driving. I love listening to you guys' show, and I heard it, and I called it, and I thought I won it, and my apologies. So that's why I'm calling back, man.
All right. So you're saying it was an honest mistake? You weren't trying to screw over the real 109er?
That's correct.
All right.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because I
I'll
want to
tell you
have
what.
faith in humanity.
The respect
He doesn't
I'm
wanna get
offering this
banned.
guy. He didn't want to get banned.
I think that might be.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can see that. I can see, like, if he thought, hey, if I
Yeah,
call in now, I can win the tickets. And you said, hey, yeah, I won.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to let him make it this time.
Like I said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. He was trying to
Yeah.
jump in front of the line, and he got caught and fessed up.
Yeah. So,
All right.
well, there you go.
You know what? Here we are. And Pledger says the Cowboys have shown no willingness to do this because they don't draft quarterbacks. Well, you're right, but they've also had success finding quarterback diamonds in the rough, which, dude, that's the way to go. If you can do that, you're the king of the castle. You can turn a 4th rounder into something.
You can turn a 4th rounder, an undrafted free agent, into years and years of unfulfilled potential and agony if you really play your cards right. And the Cowboys and Jerry have managed to find 2 quarterbacks that gave just enough to add to the agony and pain of Cowboy fandom for now 15 years.
Yeah. Because right now, Joe Burrow, who went number 1 overall, and Brock Purdy, who's Mr. Irrelevant, have reached the exact same level of almost one, and one of them's getting paid pennies and the other one is getting paid bajillions. At least so far through their careers, I'd rather have Brock Purdy than Joe Burrow because it costs me less. You get the same result. It costs you less. So if you can find that guy, yeah, that's gold, Bubba.
Is his name Shedeur Sanders?
No. Well, please.
Is that the guy?
I don't believe in that guy one single bit. All right. We got to, we'll talk more about this on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star with a newfound
It's the
faith in
Blitz
humanity.
with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is Friday. That's a good thing. But the best part about it is we're going to be live at the Roo Pub.
281 Redland Road from 2 to 6. We'll get all the scoop on the Cowboys joint practice with the Rams. John Machota from The Athletic will join us at 5:15. And Joe's going to lose another beer bet as Team USA gets ready to take on France in the gold medal game.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes Prime Time, a standout athlete with big playability and the only athlete ever to have played in 2 Super Bowls and a World Series. Deion Sanders was born on this day in 1967. At Give Me the Vin, our offers are always a hit, and we don't play those dealer games when it comes to giving you the most money for your car or truck. It's always prime time to sell your car to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2024 Hunters Extravaganza. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out our hunting seminars, the latest in hunting equipment, last season's best bucks in our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's funny. I think back and what you said earlier today when you were like, all in might mean something different to Jerry than it does to us. And it made me really think about what he was talking about or what he really meant by that. And it just shone a different light on it. I think now I'm going to start looking at everything that he says a little bit differently, because you know what Jerry says? I've heard him say this a couple times. You'd be surprised by the amount of the check I'd write to guarantee a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like $10.
Be surprised at how little I'm willing to spend to go win a championship. Maybe he doesn't
care.
He cares as long as the bottom line is solid, as long as the seats are full and people are talking about him. That's all that matters. That's everything that's mattered. The rings came so early that he realized rings, no rings. I make money when I'm in the news. That's when we make our money. And that's all he cares about.
It is so short-sighted to say the things that he said yesterday. And earlier when I was saying like maybe people are starting to catch on to the grift, that's what I meant. Like the idea that he's got everyone convinced that I'd mortgage half the franchise if I could just win one title. I don't think that's the case at all.
Because here's your chance, man. Here's your chance.
I don't think if you told Jerry if you pay Dak 60 and you pay CD 35, you're going to be guaranteed a Super Bowl in the next 4 years or whatever you sign those guys for. I don't think you'd do it.
But you'd lose money. You will win a Super Bowl, but you won't make nearly as much money, whatever that is. I don't think he would say yes.
He can't lose money.
Well, what I'm saying is
his margins
lose the margin. You're not going to make as much because it's going to cost you to go do it. I think Jerry looks at it and says, no, bottom line.
I think so. And that's what when I say a grift, that's what I mean.
That's a grift.
Because I think he's convinced everyone that money doesn't matter when it comes to winning a Super Bowl. Like he'll pay whatever it takes. And now when I hear him say you'd be surprised by the amount of the check I'd write, I'm like, maybe that's what he means. Like
I'd spend literally hundreds of dollars.
I spend, maybe even up to 1,000.
I might write a 5-digit check.
That is wild. I'm looking at Jerry in such a completely different light after the things he said yesterday.
Do you blame him for acting like this, or would you appreciate that if he just came out in February and said, he's gone, I'll see you in August, and walked away? Would you have appreciated that? Like, nope, I'm done with Dak. He's not coming back.
I would have, but I don't want you to tell me I'm done with Dak because it makes football sense. Yeah, or
financials. Like, I just don't want to pay him.
Yeah, just if you say that, okay. But I don't think you can. I think he's too committed to the gimmick. It's like you can only you can't change. Well, he's gone so far in that direction of like, I'll do anything, I'll pay anything. That now you can't walk back and say I've got to stay profitable.
But I am going to stand by. He didn't mean to get here. He's embracing the suck, but he's only embracing the suck now that it royally sucks. I firmly believe that a year ago he thought Dak will be in the fold. I'm going to get him for, if I franchised him for 10 straight years, that's what I'm going to get him for. Whatever that is, I'm going to get. He's not going to get the most. He's not going to get the least. He's going to do a team-friendly thing. I'll be able to address CeeDee Lamb, and I'll go into the season knowing that I'm losing my head coach, probably, and if he wins, I'll keep him, and then I'll deal with CeeDee, and we'll carry on our merry way. That didn't happen. And I just don't believe that after February, when Dak didn't immediately acquiesce and there was no immediacy, that Jerry didn't go, I'll get him eventually. And then finally, they had a come to Jesus talk where it was like, boss, I'm not coming in this door for not less than $60 million. And I'm committed to it, man. So find the number and don't call me again. And at that point, I think he embraced the suck. I think he went, well, this is where I am. I'm going to go ahead and blow this thing up. But he didn't mean to get here. He did not.
I think you're right.
He meant to sign Dak He thought he'd get a family deal. He thought CD would step in. He even thought that maybe even his head coach might acquiesce into something weird. I just feel like he got here now and he's like, all right, then.
All right. I want to play this audio one more time. And I want you to think about it in this way, because we've heard him say there's no urgency, and we've heard him give the like when they say why, he gives all the babble. Now I want you to when he answers like this, I'll ask you a question. Think about it from that perspective. I'm going to ask you a question after. This is a test.
Are you saying there's a sense of urgency as you begin the preseason to get CD done?
No.
Why you say that?
I'm just I went to high school or I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done. Pick any reason you want. I was at Nobu 2 days ago. Give that as a reason.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again, this is something that's changed since when I first heard this audio yesterday to now. Is here's my question for you, Rob. Why doesn't he have a sense of urgency to get CD signed?
Because this year's doesn't count.
He couldn't give an answer. Like, think about that. He couldn't give a real answer when they said, why is there no urgency to get CD signed? He's making jokes. He doesn't have a real answer, or he doesn't have an answer that he's comfortable giving to the public.
Because I'm not going to pay him one penny more than my offer.
Because in what other world does a owner of a franchise say, I'm not worried about my first team all-pro, number one wideout showing up or not. I don't care about that. No one says that. No one can say that. It's crazy.
Knowing that his quarterback not under contract and you're keeping his best player away from him. Again, it's brilliant now, but he didn't mean to be here. Right now, it's brilliant. If that's his plan is this thing is going to explode, and I'm going to watch it go down, and I'm going to rebuild from the rubble. I will be the phoenix that rises from the ashes. That's brilliant, but it's not going to be pretty while we watch it.
Today the last 24 hours have blown my mind. I mean, we really blew it.
Do you think it's possible to scare CD into camp?
No,
it's not.
If anything, I think if CD was planning on coming before, this took away any idea that he might, because I was like, by the time games start to roll around, CD is going to say, hey, I'm going to come play, but I'm not happy about this. Now I think it's going to be like a principal thing for CD, and he's just going to be like, all right, if I'm not important, then I'm not important. When he's clearly important.
He's the smartest thing you've done in the last 5 years. He fell into your lap. You knew you were going to pay him the moment he caught his first pass. You knew the moment he came available, you were going to have to pay him, and you're not going to do it. I mean, how did you manage to get here?
Dude, and it'd be one thing. I mean, the Cowboys have had some guys in the past, some receivers specifically, who have been difficult guys.
Dez got it.
Dez was difficult. T.O. was difficult. Michael Irvin, I mean, it got covered up by the fact that they won, but he was difficult.
And
CeeDee Lamb is not difficult. CD has been the easiest guy to work with. This is the guy you should be thrilled to pay. And it's like, all you're doing is the dude's pissed off, and instead of he's sitting in the corner pissed off, and instead of reaching your hand down and helping him up, you're spitting on him.
Or think if you're Jake Ferguson right now. Jake's he's got a payday coming. He's gotten drafted. He's going to be a starter. He's got some numbers. And I think next year it's time for him to start talking about what his deal is going to look like. How do you think he's looking at this going, I'm not an all-pro. I'm pretty good. Look what he's doing to the all-pro. Look at what he's doing to one of the top 5 at his position.
Yeah.
What is he going to do to me?
No, look what he's doing to 2 of the guys that are at the top of their position.
So I'm average Joe. You think he's going to go out of his way to be very financially friendly with me when he will hold out and take his stars over the ringer at every turn? Man, it doesn't look good inside the league. He's being exposed for the circus that he is, and the rest of the league's looking at this badly. I don't think he gets that at all.
I think that you hit it on the head, what you said, and you said this a couple weeks ago, and I didn't really buy in, but you said that he's more concerned about making money and making sure the Cowboys remain like the top brand in football than actually winning football games and winning titles. And I was like, I can't believe that. Everything that he's done this offseason leads me to believe that what you said is absolutely right. And I'm just kind of taken aback that this is what Jerry's become, because I always thought of him as like this.
Me too. I always have. He was the guy that was willing to do what it took to win. And it might be stupid and it might not have worked, but at least he tried.
I used to be I've always hated the idea that Jerry wants to have his hands on football operations. Like I don't like I want an owner to just sign checks and hire people to do that stuff. I've never been jealous of having a guy that wants to be that hands on, but I've always been jealous of I always love the idea of, I wish that my team's owner was like willing to spend whatever it takes
or something, instead of just sit back and nod tacit approval every now and then get the new head coach.
It's like another guy. Like, I think of Mark Cuban the same way. I hate the Dallas Mavericks. I love Mark Cuban as an owner. Like, I wish that I had my favorite NBA team, which I don't really have a favorite NBA team. I wish that my favorite NBA team had an owner like Mark Cuban, who I feel like is so invested in the team that when they lose, he actually feels it emotionally. Like, he's not worried about, oh, I don't get another playoff game day gate check.
Right.
He's like, it kills him on the inside that they lost this game. That's something like that. I wish that every franchise's owner had that. And that's what I've always thought Jerry was. And I don't feel that way anymore about him. And it's almost like my childhood. Like, you told me Santa Claus doesn't exist, and I'm not a Cowboys fan. Imagine how Cowboy fans feels when they find out, oh, I don't care about winning Super Bowls. I'm just here to make money off these dummies.
That's how it feels.
That's crazy.
Here, to put it in perspective, right now you can look at it and go, Bob Kraft is a far better owner than Jerry ever has.
Yes.
And you go, oh, Bob Kraft? Oh!
Yes.
And it's true.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild what Jerry has, like, it's like he's taken off a mask. Like, he had this mask on for years that made you think he was this, all in. I'm
swashbuckling NFL owner. I'll do it, baby.
I'm going to do whatever it takes, Bubba. Now it's like, you suckers keep paying me. Oh, I'd be so angry if I was Cowboy fan. I'd be so angry. And if this goes the way that it's going, I think next year there's going to be a lot of salty-ass Cowboys. Now, he's lucky because he's built the fan base that's never going to go away.
And guess what? We'll be talking about him, and he'll think that's a win.
They've bought too many jerseys. They bought too many hats. They've wrapped their vehicle in too many Cowboy wraps. They've got too many Cowboys flags. They can't change. They've got too many tattoos. They can't change it. But they're going to be salty about it. They are going to be salty.
Ask New England how it feels when people get indifferent.
When people stop caring. But that's I don't think Cowboys fans will ever do that. But I mean, that's certainly happened in New England. But the Cowboys they've always had this brand. I just don't know if it can survive Jerry doing this heel turn.
I think we have hit this critical point in how people view Jerry, and he's about to lose it.
All right. Enough Cowboys for the day. We're going to talk Team USA on the other side. USA. We got plenty to talk about. Comeback. You can't hold us down no matter what. Suck it. Suck the hole, Serbia. Suck it. You cannot stop what's coming. And you're next, Frenchie. Morning Huddle, 94.1.
San Antonio Sports Star. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Australian Pink Floyd Show. First Class Traveling Set World Tour 2024. August 22nd, Boeing Center at Techport. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. The Australian Pink Floyd Show.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
School is almost here, and if there's two things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Kohl's stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and backpacks when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%. Plus earn Kohl's Cash, and it's a tax-free holiday in Texas. When it comes to back-to-school, you gotta go back to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
What a basketball match we had last night. I say last night. I guess it was yesterday afternoon. It was right after my nap, so it felt like last night.
For those of you unaware, we live 2 days. We live our morning day and our afternoon day.
Yeah, so I guess it was early morning of the second part of my day. But Team USA gets the job done, like, and it was never in doubt, obviously. But they were down 17, and they go on to win. They survive and advance 95-91. It blew my mind. It blew my mind because I was thinking, this was the thought of this was impossible to me, that they could lose this game.
It was very real in the third quarter.
And not only could it have happened yesterday, like it could have been a blowout. And just yesterday, you said this is the best U.S. team since the Dream Team. And then I was like, imagine
losing.
They're going to play for a bronze medal, which I again, basketball is the only sport where a bronze medal is like a massive failure.
It is for those that play
US.
for it. Well, most teams, if you're playing for bronze, it was a massive collapse.
I think maybe U.S. gymnastics feels like if they get a bronze, it's a disappointment.
In our swim team,
the women's gymnastics,
we feel like that's nothing less. But anymore, we're in a time where bronze, we're going to start being happy about it sometimes, but not this team. This team's different, and I think yesterday, while it wasn't the prettiest,
It was the best Team USA basketball team game I've seen played since we've had pros play it.
It was awesome.
I mean, it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't, but the way it was won and the heart that it took from our very best to go out and play their very best at the moment it was required. You just don't get it like that very often. And we had the three wise men lead the way. And let's not take anything away from what Embiid did, but watching the guys, our idols for the last 15 years, step up and go do it. That was as thrilling and enthralling as any basketball game, a Team USA game I've seen, and even including Barcelona, because they weren't tested. That was more an exhibition than it was a game. Last night they were tested by a solid, battle-hardened team, and they were more solid and more battle-hardened.
And like when we talk about that, I mean, obviously we'll always romanticize that 92 team, but the truth is, who knows what they would have looked like had they played in this era?
Oh, yeah, and had to really practice. This was more about, it was a PR run.
No, I mean, that 92 team, they didn't have practice. They rolled their helmets out. They said, yeah, we're Team USA. We're it was like an all-star game.
Yeah, and the legend is the greatest game they played was the practice game before the first of the knockout round. That, the legend is the truly greatest basketball game ever played anywhere in the world was that practice right before the medal round where they went at it. And if that's the highlight, the practice before the games. So if they'd have had the same kind of competition and would have had to spend weeks getting better, it'd been a very different. Now they
would have been
on the other side of this. Charles Barkley, did you hear him yesterday?
No.
He said, they're supposed to win. They should be embarrassed by how this happened. No, that's gone.
No,
that's no longer the case. Even though they were favored by 16 or 17, there's no embarrassment in winning that basketball game because it is a different game than our game. And when you are the American team on the road, you're going to be playing against three referees that ref a very different game. And you have to adjust to that. They don't care about your name. They're going to call LeBron for traveling when he travels. And they're going to call him on traveling when he doesn't travel.
It's easy for Chuck to say that and again, I know people want to romanticize that team. And I'm not taking anything away from the group of talent that made up that team. But they were playing against plumbers.
Yeah, it was.
They were playing against guys who had full-time jobs and were playing basketball like for fun on the side. These are all professional basketball players. That Serbian team has the best player in the world playing on their team.
He played like it.
Yes, he did, and luckily so did Joel Embiid. Like they went blow for blow. But Steph Curry, to me, was the hero that we needed yesterday. Not taking nothing away from LeBron, who had a triple-double. The fourth triple-double in Olympic history, by the way, which you'd think he would have stolen the show with that.
It's great. I love it. I think.
Oh, my bad.
After a while,
I love it too.
I went like this, and I hit a button with my finger on accident. But Steph scoring 36 points on 9 of 14 three-point shooting.
It was that 40-foot dagger in the fourth was just one of the greatest shots I've ever seen taken.
When I remember there was a time during that game when if anyone but Steph took the shot, I was like, why? And there was one, and he ended up making this.
I know exactly the players. He gave it up. I'm like, what are you giving it up, dude? Take the shot. You're on fire.
He gave it to Drew Holiday in the corner. I was like, how can Steph pass up an open three to let Drew Holiday shoot? And thank God it went in. But it was like, what an idiot move in that moment, because I wanted no one to shoot the ball except Steph.
And even Drew Holiday went, what are you doing?
What?
Take the shot.
Why the hell did you do this?
Now, you're right. Luckily, he made the shot. But I think the entire basketball world, other than Steve Kerr, when you were the guy who was, talked these guys into making that next pass, that good to better, better to best thing that Spurs fans believe, to get 15 superstars to go, well, you're a better option than me, and watch Steph Curry, who at that point was 9 or 8 of 13. He was literally, this was crunch time,
Rob,
and he gave it up.
There was about a 15-minute span from mid-second to mid-third or late third where he was the only guy who could score. He was the only guy on the team who was useful. KD was at the end of the game. KD hit a couple shots that really kind of bailed us out.
But they took him out of the game.
KD was a non-factor for 3 quarters.
And that was
a
the
non-factor.
Attempt. Bogdanovich came in with one mission. KD ain't going to beat us.
Well,
and did a good job at it.
Not only that, he also hit his shots. Bogdanovich outplayed KD thoroughly in that game. For us to win was like to me, this was, like I said, I love seeing the USA crush these other guys. This felt
better.
Oh, this was so cool. And I don't remember the last time I was like on the edge of my seat watching an international basketball game, because typically we either are we've had when the USA was going through their the dark period, which was still like, you know, getting bronze medals and stuff like that. When we would lose, that game, we would have rolled over and just said, "Oh, we lost." Like if Carmelo was the best player on that team, we would have just rolled over and lost. And that's to take nothing away from what Carmelo was as a player, but the team, when Carmelo was the best player on Team USA, and make no mistake, there was a time where he was the best player on Team USA. The mentality, the mindset of that team was it was a front-running bully mindset. And if a team punched them back, they would quit. And I was worried yesterday that they were going to quit, and to fight back the way they did was so freaking awesome. And it was like, dude, that was a good feeling.
Do you think the French are going to come in on fire? They really are.
They can suck the whole. Forget those guys.
They're going to have fandom, but I do think they'll collapse a lot quicker than the Serbians did.
I don't like Joe Reinagel wants France to win. Is that true?
I think you might want Wemby to win.
That would mean France wins.
I can't imagine Mr. Joe Reinagel,
what?
An American. If you love him so much, go put on the.
Why don't you just move to Paris?
Put on the white UN flag.
The old cheese-eating Joe Reinagel. Go eat your fancy cheese. That's garbage. Joe Reinagel, I look at him like that. This is more disappointing than Jerry's heel turn. I look Joe Reinagel. He's like, I look at him like Hank Hill, like a real American.
How did he get there? How did you guys bully him into picking or choosing the French?
What
has happened?
That's gross, man. I feel heartbroken right now. Joe Reinagel was my hero until today.
I'm reading the Brigade Bar, Ren G. Milutinov was good, and you do wonder why. You know, he was a Spurs property there for a moment, and was on fire yesterday in front of the coach that drafted him.
I'm so distraught.
Maybe Pop's a Milutinov fan
because he hates LeBron. He doesn't want America to win. That's absurd. That's absurd.
I have to hear that from Joe directly, that he is pro-French.
Pledge said it too.
That's still hearsay until I hear it from
let's try to get Joe on the phone.
The commie's mouth.
I know we're hitting the top of the hour, but maybe on the other side, let's talk to Joe if we can. Put in a call to him. This can't be.
He might be sitting amongst his comrades, fermenting unrest.
I bet he's drinking wine, eating pate. Ugh. That would make me sick.
Yeah, James made a promo on that already, saying that he's a traitor.
Ugh. I'm you know what? I'm distraught right now. I don't even know where to go with the rest of this program. We got 1 hour left in the week. I just feel like
it's not so much the choice. It's just the un-Americanness.
That's the thing.
I mean,
listen, there's a lot of Americans that I don't like, but I'm not going to turn on America.
But we can all stand underneath the song that Ingrid has given us to unify us.
That's right.
I think this would have brought Joe. How? Hearing this.
And by the way, even if you don't like LeBron, like watching LeBron play this unselfish kind of ball, and for our country, I'd be like, and I'm not a LeBron hater, but if I was, I'd be like, you know what, man, LeBron, I wish this was always LeBron. I don't know how you could cheer against this version of LeBron.
I hate him.
He's like Captain America LeBron right now.
Have you seen his kid play?
I want to talk to Joe Reinagel next. I'm so pissed. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SAVE or text SAVE to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SAVE.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SAVE to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TrainInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TrainInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. Or how much easier it is to move mountains of soil with the 1 Series tractor. We could even go into detail about how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat or visit a dealer near you.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones told the media yesterday he didn't have any sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. In response, CD changed his Twitter handle from America's team to the number 8. Team USA will be taking on Team Victor Wembanyama. Both won and will advance to the gold medal game, which will take place tomorrow, 2:30. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Good morning. 9 o'clock on the Huddle, Morning Huddle, the most beloved talk radio show in all of San Antonio. The most handsome radio show in all of San Antonio.
Well, that goes without saying.
And the show that is least likely to clean up after themselves also, by the way. Well, half of us.
I have sanitized this studio.
I can tell you.
One time this week.
I can tell you, Minix never comes in and says, AJ left a mess behind. That doesn't happen.
No, that won't happen.
Joe Reinagel hosts the show from 2 to 4 on this fine radio station. 2 to 4. From 2 to 6. I'm surprised they don't let him just do 2 to 4. He's spoiled by his TV days. Just come and work for an hour and go home and
TV guy.
Collect the check.
Mm-hmm.
No, they make him work here 2 to 6. Great show, but I've got real concern about what I'm hearing about Joe Reinagel. Joe joins us on our program now. Joe, how are you, friend?
I'm doing well, fellas. How are y'all?
We're doing okay. Now, I know, maybe it's we live in a military town, they say, and Minix and I and Rob, we all served, Vic served, and we're all cheering for Team USA. Maybe it's because you didn't shed any blood for this country that you want us to fail. Is that what the hell is wrong with you to say you want France to win? Is that true what I'm hearing? Is that there's got to be something being lost in the translation here. Are you cheering for France to beat Team USA?
Well, let me set the record straight. Am I cheering for France? Not necessarily. But if they win, I'm not going to shed a tear. How about that?
Man,
well, that's really not the ground I thought you'd want to stand on. Why not?
Yeah. Why are you, what's bringing you to this realization?
Now, are you guys going to sit here honestly and tell me that a bunch of millionaires and one billionaire winning a gold medal is really going to make a difference in anything that happens in this country? Yes. The answer to that is absolutely not.
Think of the jersey sales.
I can't wait for that. I don't get a dime of that, so I'm okay with it. Look, I mean, if Wemby wins, I think it'd be great for San Antonio. It'd be great for the San Antonio Spurs. It'd be great for that young man. LeBron, Steph, those guys, they've got gold. They've got their money. Let's give it to Wemby this time around.
Dude, this is about national pride. Like, that's like saying
national pride.
It is. It's like
stop it.
Did you cheer for the Russians against us in the 1980 Olympics? Were you cheering for them to beat us in hockey?
Absolutely not. That's the whole thing. I love the underdog story. That team was the underdog story. Wemby has no chance. France has absolutely no chance to win. But if they do, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry. I'm going to be very happy for Victor Wembanyama.
Would you have been happy if U.S. had lost yesterday to Serbia?
No, I wouldn't have. I was rooting for U.S. yesterday.
Listen, man.
I think that was a great basketball game. It was a hell of a game. And it shows you that just because you put a collection of stars together doesn't necessarily make them a good team.
Here's what I'm telling you. The Miracle on Ice brought our country together at a time when we needed it most. And right now,
I agree.
our country is broken. There's a lot going wrong in our country. You agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
We're all divided. And I feel like watching Team USA is something that could bring us all together. And here you are seemingly rooting for our sworn enemy, France, who didn't even send as much of a thank you card after we stormed the beaches at Normandy and saved their sorry asses from the Nazis. They didn't even say thanks.
Our sworn enemies.
I guess they did give us that statue, but like that was it.
Yeah, they gave us a nice statue. Probably threw in some champagne too. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, I don't give a damn who wins that game. Honestly, I stood up and sang the national anthem when Simone Biles won the gold. Loved it. Katie Ledecky.
We heard you.
Katie Ledecky. She was great. I was prideful, patriotic.
But she's not an underdog. She hadn't lost a race since she was 13.
She never loses, and you're like, yeah, underdogs, except for Katie Ledecky.
It's just you have a problem.
You don't like LeBron. Admit it. You don't like LeBron.
Is that what this is about? Is this about you not liking LeBron?
I'm not a big LeBron fan. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'll admit it. I'm not even sure he likes the United States, for goodness sake.
Man, listen. Of all the dudes who don't, like, if you said who doesn't have time in their day to take off a month and go represent their country in the offseason, like, would anybody bat an eye if they said 40-year-old LeBron is tired, he's going to take this Olympics off? No one would have blamed. That dude's out there sweating and fighting for you, Joe, and you're like, screw him. I hope he loses to France.
He went and got a triple-double for you last night.
That's because he got a giant ego, and there's no way he's going to stay out of this thing. He's in the spotlight. He's not going to miss this. I'd have given you any odds that LeBron, I don't give a damn if he was on a cane and in a boot, he would have been at the Olympics playing or not. I mean, the guy gets up and stands up and waves to the crowd, and they're not even cheering for him.
Joe, he loves America, Joe. So he's going to stand up for the flag.
I'm going to say this, Joe. I've since I've known you, I've looked at you like I told Rob, you remind me of Hank Hill. Like you're the most Texan dude I could imagine, the most American dude. You are meat and taters. This is the most disappointed I've ever been in you. The most disappointed.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, AJ, but again, just like if the United States loses, I'm not going to walk in my house and cry in a corner because you're disappointed. I'm going to be okay.
All right, man. Well, enjoy your escargot lunch, and
Minix is going to give me the 14.5. Y'all want some of that?
14.5, nothing. No, I don't want any of that.
We survived our scare.
Yes.
That's the line.
I love my country way too much to bet on them.
Yeah, this isn't about money,
This isn't about money. There's no profit motive here.
Yeah,
these colors don't run.
You are
So let me ask
actively cheering
you guys
against them. That's crazy.
I want to see tomorrow during the game. I want pictures of both of you guys dressed up with your American flag hanging. And when the United States wins that gold, I want to hear you guys just throwing a parade down the street wherever you live, cheering the United States of America.
So just another Saturday.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have my Screaming Eagle thong on, where my dong hangs down like the beak, and I'm gonna do whirly birds for you and send it to you in a private text.
Again, just another Saturday.
Boy, that's got to be a pretty small beak, isn't it?
Well, some birds are bigger than others.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Joe,
you guys, again, I love the US of A, but if they lose tomorrow, the basketball team, I'm not going to shed a tear. I can't lie to you.
Well, I'm disgusted by this, to be quite honest. But
I did my job.
Good luck to you.
Well, a man whose priorities are entirely out of
Thank
whack.
you, Joe. You can hear him on from 2 to 6. I can't believe this. Dude, I'm grossed out by this. This makes me physically ill.
Well, when you get to a level where you're just kind of above the fray like he is, you can pick and choose your battles. We, on the other hand, are in the mud, in the slop. We wake up, we have to fight this. We have to go get this.
It's crazy because people complain about me. I feel like there should be an uproar about this. There should be a real uproar about Joe actively cheering against our country.
He looks like he's cheering for Wemby. But that's not the case. You're either with us or against us.
I don't know if you guys know this, but France's basketball team is backed by Putin dollars. I don't know if that's true, actually, but
probably
might as well be.
Could be.
Could be.
I mean, they're all over there.
It's all same part of the world, opposite of us.
All I know is the team wearing red, white, and blue is going to win a gold medal.
Yeah.
Which most of the time I've been cheering for the wrong people in all the races. They're wearing our colors.
Listen, man, I'm as much for the long-term success of Wemby as anybody, but I hope he gets his ass whooped.
I want a triple-double.
No.
I want his team to get his ass whooped.
No.
I want him to dominate, but lose.
I want him to take such a beating in this game.
Oh, that he has to go work.
That he becomes like
gotcha.
Like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, now I got you.
After he loses to Apollo in the first Rocky.
He's gonna go live up on a mountain and carry logs around and become the man he was supposed to be.
Like when in Rocky 4, where he said, I don't need no TV. And he went and lived out in the woods, and all he did was carry around logs.
That's it.
That's what I want Wemby to do. I want him to be so humiliated that he has to change his whole life and say, you know what? I'm not what I need to be yet. And then he comes out and, for the good guys, for the Spurs, not for some evil empire in France. You guys know who used to run France, right? You ever heard of a guy named Napoleon Bonaparte? A bad dude. Look him up.
Little short guy.
Look him up. Bad guy. World domination he looked for. And that's who Joe Reinagel's cheering for?
Well.
Yeah. Come on. I want Wemby to come back and play for the Spurs.
I will break.
And I want him to I want him to look himself in the mirror 4 years from now and say, you know what? I need dual citizenship because I want to represent Team USA.
We can buy him. The highest bidder got Embiid. We can pay him.
That's right. JD says, but France exiled Napoleon twice. But guess what?
They let him back.
They only exiled him after he lost. When he was winning, they were all over him. Yeah, that's how world domination works. That's how when you try to take over the world, everyone loves you until you lose. Then you're a bad guy.
And you get put on an island and left to die.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm grossed out. But you know what? I don't care. Joe's going to lose. America's going to win anyway. And Joe's going to feel like an idiot.
Wearing that beret and those snails.
It's gross, man. Our sworn enemies.
Well, I mean, we just kind of laugh at each other. I enjoy their fries.
Sometimes. What about In-N-Out? Doesn't taste like anything.
No.
Tastes like paper.
Our sworn enemies, the frogs, the French.
Yeah. I can't believe you would be willing to be like, yeah, I hope they win. Not like, if you want to say, I hope they cover, I hope they lose by 13 points instead of 14.5. Okay.
Then I'd have some respect.
Yeah, you got some financial interest in it. Okay. But like Joe wants them to lose.
Us.
Because he doesn't like LeBron. That's gross. All right. I don't know how to transition out of this, but we're going to talk about the White Sox. The White Sox fired their manager, which kind of like the French fired Napoleon. They've exiled Pedro Grifol.
I think Pedro was mad when he got the call.
No. God, no.
Like, where you been?
So wait, you're going to pay out my contract and I don't have to coach this team anymore?
You could have fired me 20 losses ago.
Yeah.
Why now?
We'll talk about that next and some of the numbers that went into this White Sox season. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is Friday. That's a good thing. But the best part about it is we're going to be live at the Roo Pub.
281 Redland Road from 2 to 6. We'll get all the scoop on the Cowboys joint practice with the Rams. John Machota from The Athletic will join us at 5:15. And Joe's going to lose another beer bet as Team USA gets ready to take on France in the gold medal game.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise on the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We're here with Jose Rios, attorney at the Gomez Law Firm. If you are injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, Jose, what's the first thing our listeners should do?
The first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
Gomez Law has been protecting the people of our community for almost 50 years. They're the leader in personal injury law.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do carbon monoxide cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries.
But that's not all your firm does, Jose. Tell us a little more about other cases Gomez Law takes on and wins here in Texas.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Selling your home is full of catch-22s. Do you pay for upgrades like new flooring and fresh paint to sell for more, or put that money toward your dream home? Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. I want to tell you about Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, where you can do both. Get more money for your current home and put more money down on your new one. Here's how it works. Orchard makes you an impressive backup cash offer for your old home. That unlocks cash for you to buy and move into your new home. Next, your Orchard team handles the repairs and upgrades on your old home at no upfront cost. Then your local Orchard agent lists, shows, and sells your home on the market. One customer said, quote, "Orchard sold my home for more than I expected, and I got a golf cart." Home selling doesn't have to be a catch-22. With Orchard, get expert guidance and top dollar for your home. Visit Orchard.com and start with your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, yeah. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. A lot of people really disappointed in Joe Reinagle. Rightfully so. I am. But what it's done is united the rest of us against Joe, which is what, was the goal all along.
I think you should go make fun of him today at the Roo Pub. Go mock him in person.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go there and actually
on a flag and
yell and
America.
Honestly, throw tomatoes at him. Like if you get a burger and you don't want the tomato, just throw it at him, because that's what we do to traitorous commie scumbags.
Probably going to eat a Wimby burger tonight. Probably.
Disgusting. We should make Joe should have to, whenever Joe performs going forward, We need him to perform under that flag that, like, you're not, like, if you don't have a country, you have to wave the white flag.
There's the refugee flag or the UN flag.
Joe's got the refugee flag going forward. He's out. America's out on Reinagel. Out. Unless he can either compete, he can either broadcast for France or he can broadcast as a refugee. We don't want him. You're dead to us, Joe. You're out.
He's just trying to get in good with Wemby.
I know. It's just disgusting.
Hanging out with a guy like that.
Hey, because I'm not a traitorous scumbag commie, I want to give you guys some missions tickets. Joe probably didn't even know what the game of baseball is.
Because that's American.
That's an American game that we invented. He'd probably tell you about croquet. He's probably trying to give you croquet tickets.
Bicycling or something.
Not me.
Weird.
I'm going to give you San Antonio missions tickets. Caller number 5. You're going to win, what is it, a pair or a 4-pack, Vic?
This is a family 4-pack on the best day of the week to go see those missions.
On $2 Tuesday?
That's it. Brought to you by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think I might go. There's a game on Tuesday, Tuesday
night, $2 everything. Oh, not everything, but beer and sausage wraps. And
That's all I need, man. That's enough.
That's on us. On us.
Really?
We do that for the people of San Antonio.
That's nice of us.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice of us. Well, that's on us, not Joe, but the rest of us.
Us God-fearing Americans.
Yeah, those of us that love our country.
I
mean, gross. The Chicago White Sox have moved on from Pedro Grifol. He's no longer the manager of the White Sox.
What did he have to do to get fired? What exactly was it that he did that crossed the line that, you know what? We can no longer employ you here.
I want you to think about this. So during that 21-game losing streak, when I saw this number, this blew my mind. So during a losing streak of 21 games, how many players, now mind you, an active roster in Major League Baseball is 25 players. How many players do you think played for the White Sox during this 21-game losing streak?
I would say more than he has on his current roster. So I'm going to go 30.
How about 38?
See? Okay. So that tells me that he was doing his job. He was doing as he was told. Do not win.
He's trying everything.
I think he was trying everything to lose. You have any other AA dudes you can send up to me?
I mean, this is unbelievable. Brooks Baldwin is a rookie. He's an infielder. He, on July 19th, made his big league debut for the White Sox. In the first 16 games he played in, his team lost all 16.
Did he retire? Maybe this game isn't for me.
He is the first player since World War II that has lost the first 16 games that he participated in. 16. That's incredible. The Chicago Bears have the same amount of wins as the Chicago White Sox in the last 3 weeks. And that's in one game. The American League All-Stars won a game
for the first time.
The All-Star team won a game during the streak, and it was still 3 more weeks before the White Sox got a win after the All-Star break. So I don't even know who the All-Star was for the White Sox. He's the only guy who's won a game in that 3-week span. I mean, what a crazy, crazy stretch. And 171 players were traded over the course of the White Sox losing streak.
So Pedro Grifol, bench coach Charlie Montoyo, and third base coach Eddie Rodriguez, and assistant hitting coach Mike Tosar.
All gone.
Were all fired after the 21-game losing streak and after they broke it.
Yeah, he'll be missed.
Grady Sizemore, welcome to the party. As
He'll be
steps
missed
in as the interim manager to take this team to another 22 consecutive game losing streak.
He is in what the Athletic was calling the 40-60 club.
Oh.
This is incredible. In his first season, he was 40 games under 500 as a manager. That's difficult to do. Second season, 60 games under 500. That is incredible.
What is it like? 100 and 200? What is he winning about a third of his games? 1 and 3?
I think it is. I think he's almost exactly 1 and 3.
The Mendoza line of managers,
dude. I don't even. I mean, that's below. If there is a Mendoza line, that's below it. His career record, and I don't think Pedro Grifol is going to get another managerial job, ends up being 89 and 190. That is good for a 319 winning percentage.
Well, if it was up to bat,
that'd be awesome.
If he was a hitter.
Yeah. But as a coach, not ideal. Not ideal. So RIP to the managerial career of Pedro Grifol.
That's a game you want to go to. Go to a Sox game. Go feast on the misery of the Sox.
Since the White Sox are still not mathematically eliminated from winning their division.
That's why he got fired.
It's pretty close, though. However, it will not be the record because in 2018, the Orioles were eliminated on August 3rd in their 110th game of the year.
And guess what? They are a playoff contender today.
They are. They are still.
So hope springs eternal.
They are still in it. Now, in this same announcement, or in the same announcement, the same article, they talked about Aaron Judge, which, by the way, it's an incredible season. He's probably going to hit 60 home runs this season. And there are some things that are happening with Aaron Judge that just don't happen. He's now being walked intentionally with the bases empty, with regularity. One day he was intentionally walked 3 times. One time with the bases empty and no outs. So in a game now, like this is Aaron Judge, or not Aaron Judge, Barry Bonds, like when you're getting intentionally walked, it almost like they're just like, oh, I'd rather lose 5-1 than 7-1. So no thanks.
Well, who's behind him?
I think right now it's Giancarlo Stanton.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's Juan Soto. Because that's what it's been, at least, it's been Judge and then Soto.
Well, somebody's going to have to step up.
I mean, give me a break. Like I said, he was intentionally walked with nobody on and nobody out. This is the list of names of people in Major League Baseball history that have been walked with 0 outs and 0 on. Barry Bonds 5 times. Frank Howard twice. Ryan Howard once. Aaron Judge once. That's it. He's the 4th player in Major League Baseball history to be intentionally walked with no one on and no one out.
Frank Howard?
Twice, Frank Howard.
I get the Ryan Howard. There was a brief shining moment where he was terrifying. Frank Howard?
And guys who have been intentionally walked with nobody on more than once. There is a list of 1, 2, 3. The only people who have been intentionally walked with no one on more in history, more than Aaron Judge at this point. Frank Howard, Mark McGwire. Frank Howard, it was 8 times. Mark McGwire 10. Barry Bonds 41. I mean, this is incredible, man. Like, people are terrified of this guy. They are and rightfully so.
But across the country, for the Dodgers, Ohtani's not getting that treatment.
No. Well, that's because
they got help behind
the Dodgers lineup. No, you can't walk anybody. You're going to walk Ohtani and pitch to Freddie Freeman. That's
what I'm saying. So this is such an utter indictment of the Yankees. I mean, it's certainly a peg of pride for Judge, but what an indictment. Dude, you are so bad that they're willing to walk this cat with no outs just to go stand out there for the next cat that'll strike out, ground out, whatever out is.
Yeah.
It's more of an indictment than I think a trophy.
I would think so too. So Aaron Judge, it's funny because it's kind of not getting talked about. You know what I mean? Like, you'd think dude's on pace for this crazy year. It'd be like a McGwire Sosa home run watch, and we're just kind of like, whatever.
Let him walk.
It's It's August 9th. Aaron Judge has 41 homers and 104 RBI, and he's hitting .321.
You know, the good news, if you look at it this way, is he's actually playing up to the deal he got. I mean, at the very least, if you're a Yankee, you're at least happy with that.
On top of that, Aaron Judge is like a really good defensive player, and I don't know how. I don't know how someone as big as he is can play center field well, but he does. This guy is not getting enough love, which, by the way, I think we can stop the count now, stop the fight. Aaron Judge is the AL MVP. Shohei Ohtani's the NL MVP. There's no questions. There's no debate. These are the MVPs of the league. But what Aaron Judge is doing, I mean, he may win the Triple Crown still. Like he leads obviously in home runs and RBIs. He's currently fourth in batting average, hitting .321. Now he's fourth by like a thousandth of a point behind Vlad Guerrero Jr., who's third. Steven Kwan's hitting .332. Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting .349, which is going to be hard to catch. Well, he'd have to go through a slump, but
to hit with that kind of power and average,
to hit, .321 with he's going to hit, I don't know, at least 50. What's wild, Juan Soto is hitting .305, and he's probably going to hit 40. And somehow the Yankees are meh. I don't know. It's funny to say that the Yankees are no good because they're still tied for first place, and they're tied for the best record in the American League. They're one game out from being the best record in baseball. But after the start that they had, it was like, man, these guys they're gonna run away with this thing. And now it's like, oh, they're scuffling, trying to hang with the Orioles. But when you really think about how they're doing it with the roster that they're doing it with, it's incredible because it's really two guys. Two guys are hitting. Everybody else sucks.
Built for playoffs, not now, and they're doing
it. You've got Judge and Soto hitting .321 and .305. The next best batting average from a regular starter is .257 from Anthony Volpe. Most of their guys, like Gleyber Torres, who they gave a boatload of money to, .230. Anthony Rizzo, they gave a boatload of money to, .223. DJ LeMahieu, they gave a boatload of money to, .194. You got all these guys. Giancarlo Stanton, boatload of money, .240. To have those four guys alone, Stanton, Torres, Rizzo, and LeMahieu, and none of them are even hitting .250, and they're making that much money. The idea that you could be even competitive is wild. And then you think about their pitching. Garrett Cole's missed almost the whole season. He still hasn't been right. Like, I don't know how they're doing it. It's smoke and mirrors, I think. But
I think because the AL East is really pretty good.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, I think they're better than their record shows. I do. I think they're living dangerously because they got to play the Orioles and the Sox and the Rays and the Jays. They're not all great, but as far as divisions in baseball, it might be the best.
I just don't know that they're going to be able to hold up come playoff time when you're going Luis Gil and Nestor Cortez and Marcus Stroman, none of whom have been, I mean, besides Luis Gil, nobody's been consistent. And Garrett Cole, who we all know that on his best day, Garrett Cole's going to be really good, but we haven't seen Garrett Cole's best day much this season. He's sitting right now with a 5.09 ERA.
7-3 the last 10, hottest team in the AL right now, them and the Royals.
Yep. All right. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the daily lines. We got some football to talk. We got some hoops to talk. We got some UFC this weekend to talk. And, of course, we got some baseball where Rob continues to just make money hand over fist. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh, good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right. Nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wherever I travel, I've learned that local knowledge is key to a great journey, but so is knowing the language. And that's where Rosetta Stone comes in. They're now offering a lifetime membership to all 25 of their languages. You can dabble in French, try a little German, learn Japanese or Swedish, and you can now get 50% off Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Visit rosettastone.com/radio today to purchase and then learn for life. That's rosettastone.com/radio.
This is the famous footwear that makes us actually want to go back to school. With the newest styles from all your favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. You'll find everything kids want, all at prices parents can appreciate. Because you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Famous Footwear even has fit experts in store to make sure you get the right size every time. So for the perfect fit, make it famous. Plus, right now, buy one, get one half off when you shop your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congrats to Juan Fuentes. You're a winner. He's going to see the San Antonio Missions. I might go too.
See who they're playing. Taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Sod Poodles.
$2 beer.
We're going to smack that sod poodle ass is what we're going to do, baby.
Sausage wraps, cheese pizza, and of course, sweet tea.
I don't do cheese pizza. I like meat on my pizza. I have to have some meat.
You can roll some of that sausage wrap on there. $4. You get sausage wrap.
That's a
pizza.
good idea.
Roll it all together and dunk it in your domestic $2 beer.
What if you took a cheese pizza, you took the sausage wrap, you took the tortilla off the sausage wrap, you gave the tortilla to Vic because he loves tortillas.
He gets one a week.
And then you wrapped up the sausage in the piece of pizza and ate that.
That would be puro.
Would it be? I don't think that would be.
You don't think that would be
I
good?
think anytime you give away your tortilla, that's not puro.
No, you always keep your tortillas.
Maybe then I'll just keep the tortilla, or maybe I'll flatten the tortilla, I'll crunch up the sausage, and I'll tear up the pizza, and then I'll make a burrito out of it.
I don't want to be behind you in line.
I don't want to be with you in the car on the way home.
I'm going to be sitting wherever you were, and then you just bring that to me.
All right.
Some kind of specialty orders. Poor guy behind the counter. What? You want me to do what?
Well, boys, before we get to the daily lines, there's a video of this gal. Are you familiar with Amina Abakarova?
Oh, yes. No. Who's
Amina Abakarova is a very, very highly regarded chess player in Russia. And I would say like probably a Russian 8, at least 7.5 on the video I saw.
Sounds like a Bond villain.
Decent looking Russian for a chess player anyway. She's probably a 10 in the chess community. Because most really hot Russians play ping pong instead.
Yeah.
But there's a video of her where before she has a match with her biggest rival, she poisons her chess pieces with mercury. Like she wants to win at chess so badly.
This is real.
Yes. Like they caught her on video, like poisoning her opponent, basically.
Those Russians, the Ruskies and the poison, they're too down with that.
They use that a lot. You'll never defeat me. And if you do, your eyes will pop out of your head and your heart will explode. And if I was going to poison someone with mercury, I would just feed them a high fish diet. I'd say, oh, you're going to eat whitefish every day. And eventually this girl's like, no, straight to the point. I'm going to break open a thermometer and pour it on your stuff, and you're going to touch it and get sick. She didn't play the slow game. Russians don't play. She was playing she's like, I want you out now. I want you gone, dead. No word yet if she won the chess match or not. But all right, let's go ahead and
wait a minute. How quickly does the mercury act? That sounds like something that wouldn't act for months.
No, it's something you don't want on you, around
But not. I mean, if I got a little bit of stuff from my thermometer on, am I suddenly gonna piss my pants, forget who I am? I mean, I feel like I can still play chess for a minute or two.
I mean,
this is like trying to murder you down the road.
Yeah.
Like if it was like instant poison, I'd get it.
Let's look. How long does it take to murder someone with mercury?
I don't think it's fast, unless they're eating it.
No, we don't care about the planet. How long does it take to mercury go around the sun? How long does it take for? Oh, of course, Quora knows.
Weeks or months.
But exposure from a chemical spill would give you exposure more rapidly.
But she was just putting it on chess pieces. I mean, this isn't just about winning the match. This is something far deeper.
Good. Well,
those Ruskies, man.
They don't play around.
They do not.
All right, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I got one more story about the Olympics.
It's the last day we're really going to be talking about it. Might as well use it.
This Indian female wrestler, Vinesh Phogat. I think that's how you would say it.
Smiling while you say that.
Phogat. I don't know how you say that.
Fago?
I don't think they do a go in India.
Maybe in the translation, so I don't have to say the way it sounds phonetically.
I don't know. She on Tuesday became the first woman from India to ever make the Olympic finals, but she is not going to participate in the gold medal match.
Too many chromosomes? A Y chromosome?
No, not even that.
Not that.
She was a few grams over the weight class.
Oh, that sucks.
She missed weight.
Oh, she had the Olympic buffet. It was the French pastry.
she is like she's kind of a hero in India. She is an activist against sexual harassment in her sport, which apparently in India is like there's a lot of that going on. It's almost like our gymnastics. But
Yikes.
apparently there's a lot of that going on with Team India lady wrestling. But she's a hero to girls in India, and she missed out on a medal in the Tokyo Olympics because she was mentally harassed and tortured. She almost committed suicide because she was being bullied for standing up to this culture. And eventually the guy that was running it got charged with stalking and sexual harassment. His trial's going right now. So everybody's like, oh, this girl's a hero. She got rid of this bad guy. And now she missed weight by 100 grams.
How much is that in real weight?
0.2 pounds. 0.2. Imagine that. You're about to compete for a gold medal. You miss weight by 0.2
That's
pounds.
nothing.
It's nothing.
I mean, that's like...
it's a haircut.
Yes.
And now, I don't know how they do it. So in MMA, you weigh in.
And they give you some time. Like,
if you've got 1 hour, if you miss weight. You've got 1 hour to cut the weight. And like I've seen girls come back bald. And like this girl, I knew this girl had dreadlocks. She cut them all off. 0.2 pounds I won't say it's easy. I don't know everybody's weight cut's different, but if I'm
like
going for
weigh in nude,
if I was going for, they think you can but if I were going for a gold medal, I'm trying to think like where I'd draw the line, but it might be, I don't know what, I mean, I don't know how you can miss by that much, unless in the Olympics you get on the scale and if you miss weight, you're out. If you don't have any moment, I can't imagine that's the case though. That's never been with any sport.
But on the other side of this, you go, if you'd have just 2 days ago not eaten that, if you'd have just run 100 yards more, if you'd have just done a little bit more, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Now, B. Hannon says India pays quite well for gold medals. She could be missing out on a bag.
Man, that's just awesome.
Which is true, but she wasn't going to win the gold medal anyway. She was Sarah Hildebrandt. Team USA was waiting for in the finals, and Sarah Hildebrandt was going to whoop her ass anyway. I think that's why she missed weight. I think she did it on purpose.
Probably.
She didn't want that smoke, baby.
Probably.
Didn't want that smoke. All right. As for the lines, we got some money to make, Rob. Let's take a look. We're not going to be able to talk about it later on, so we need to get in now. Olympic basketball. It's going to happen with or without us. USA tomorrow, 16.5-point favorites. The total, 176.5.
Man.
Do we cover?
They should. I
feel like when you get a scare like you got yesterday, they're going to come out like I think they're going to come out and be like, you know what? We cannot lose focus for a second. And I think they're going to go get the job done.
And it could, looking at the game, I might like the first half more than the second.
Okay.
Because I get the sense you're right, that they're going to come in gas heavy and they're going to come take command of this game just to put it out of depth so they can have a little bit of fun after the match. And then I do think that it'll play closer at the end just because, what happens. But 16, man.
Here's what I think. If you think the game is going over, I think you probably like USA to cover. If this is a more defensive-minded game, I think France can hang around.
Well, then this is a team put together for defense. I mean, we're talking about Wemby, Roman, that second level, and you've got Gobert guarding the bench. I mean, guarding the rim. This is a team but we've also seen them because of the way they play defense. We watched South Sudan run by them.
Yeah. In the bronze medal match, Germany, Serbia.
I like Germany going away.
Serbia is a 2.5-point favorite.
I like Germany.
Dude, I'm with you, and here's why. The air just got taken out of that balloon. They thought they were there. They thought they were playing for the gold, and it got snatched out of their grasp. I like Germany. I'm gonna play Germany on the money line.
Me too.
Plus 105, you can get Germany just to win outright. I'm not gonna take the 2.5 points. So I think Germany is the bronze medal team. I've joked a little bit about Joker not wanting to be there, like bronze medal game. No, I really think that's true. I think now, especially because I saw an intensity in Joker yesterday that I haven't seen, and I was like, he really cared. Now, I don't think he's going to care.
Yeah, this is you're kissing your sister now. He's wanting to get home. I think it'll be over quick.
I'm with you. So I think he's out on this. So I like that's my favorite play of the week of the weekend is that. Today, the lady basketballers, 15.5 point favorites against the Aussies. Oi, oi, oi. I'm never going to not take the women to cover. I just think that if they want to cover, they will. It's all a matter of want to. I think probably watching the men yesterday reminded them, hey, we can't BS. We need to go out there and lay the hammer on these chicks. And I think they do. That game's coming up at 10:30 today. The other semifinal match is Belgium against France. I actually saw Belgium's ladies play. I don't recognize any of the girls' names, but they're pretty good.
They're by the number. They execute. I'll give them that.
Remember when we watched Serbia the first time and we were like, what? They kind of do some things right. Belgium does some things right. Now they're playing France. France is a 4.5 point favorite. Like you said, who knows if they're going to get some home cooking. But based on what I saw from Belgium, I kind of like them. I'm a little nervous to lay my money on a bunch of gals I've never seen or heard of before in my life. But that's the way I would go if you put a gun to my head. We got a few preseason games today.
Is there any more sure money in preseason football than the Baltimore Ravens?
That's tomorrow. My money's on them. I told you yesterday I'm jumping on the Ravens. Oh, the Ravens are today. Never mind. I bet the Ravens +1. The Ravens dominate historically under Harbaugh in the preseason. I mean, obviously Lamar's not going to play. I can't imagine Jalen Hurts has a whole lot of playing time either. So no, I love the Ravens today. That's my favorite play of the day. The Atlanta Falcons, 2.5 point favorites at Miami. You know,
I think that Atlanta has to go out and run their offense. So I like Atlanta today. I do. I think
so
they have to go and run their plays and make them count other than just, run through the activity of playing in a football game. I think Atlanta's got to do some work today.
And the Texans are 2.5 point favorites at Pittsburgh. The assumption is, I don't think they've announced it. The assumption is that CJ Stroud's going to get a little time because he didn't play in the Hall of Fame game, much like Caleb Williams is going to play this weekend after not playing in the Hall of Fame game. And it's announced that Russ is not going to play for Pittsburgh. He's dealing with an injury. So you're going to get some Justin Fields. I don't know how much. And I don't know what their depth chart even looks like beyond those two guys.
I would play Fields an entire half, man.
I'd want to see him get out of
He's going to have to play a lot.
Tomorrow, Commanders -3 at the Jets. Bills -1.5 against the Bears. The Raiders are -3 on the road at Minnesota. The Browns 4-point home favorites against the Packers. The Jags 1-point favorites hosting the Chiefs. I like the Jags there, by the way. I always talk about the Chiefs as it's amazing what Patrick Mahomes does in a game where you're not playing Patrick Mahomes and the rest of that roster is just very, very mediocre. I like the Jags. Titans -5.5 hosting the Niners. The Bengals 6-point favorites hosting the Bucks. Chargers +3 hosting Seattle. And the Arizona Cardinals 1-point favorites hosting the Saints. On Sunday, we got just two games. The Broncos 1-point road favorites at Indy, and the Dallas Cowboys 4.5-point favorites at the Rams. A heavy dose of Stetson Bennett, I would assume. And I would assume a heavy dose of Trey Lance for the Dallas Cowboys.
Got to figure.
They want to see what they've got with that guy.
How important do you see the game for the Cowboys? I mean, obviously it's preseason 1, but with all these storylines coming into it, you got to feel like McCarthy wants to lay some wood down. You're going to have to promote some kind of storyline here. I mean, look, you're going to have to look good.
Yeah, I think. But again, I don't know if we may be feeling the same. He may be feeling how we're feeling. Like, we're not taking this seriously. and which would be disappointing, but I don't know. UFC this weekend, the main event, Marcin Tybura against Sergey Spivak. These guys fought before, and Marcin Tybura won. He's the older guy, but I think he's gotten better since they fought, and he's a plus 142 dog. I like the guy who's already won once to win again. So give me Marcin Tybura in the main event, plus 140 or better. I think that's a solid wager. All right, boys. Been a good week. Hopefully for everybody except Joe, it's a good weekend. Go USA. We'll be back on Monday. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home